Looks like we're live. Looks like YouTube's there. Looks like that's working. Pop out the chat. Maybe, and then if I can get the link to that. This chat might work. Yeah, that chat is working. Yeah, so that's just the default stream elements chat. You know what? Maybe we'll put it like right here. We'll put it like over there, and then it'll just go. Make sure that works. No idea. Better spawn a next spot for the memes? Okay, I will. Okay, there it goes. Chat is working. Also, I wanted to add text. Scrunch that down a bit. Yeah, just recommend me a video in chat and I will respond to it. I'm playing with a controller, it's really funny. I have it here, it's plugged in, I might as well. Although, using the physics gun doesn't really make any sense. Never mind. Also, I need to get the chat docked. Custom browser dock. Chat. Do that. And then I have to put it on there. Okay. GameCube Gorilla meme. I don't know what you meant by that. Is that a video? We can spawn a next spot if you guys want that. I just wanted to fuck around, really. Oh shit, that's a scary one. I need a weapon. It is a video? Okay. We can get videos on. Shit. She just gets me. Okay, we're gonna get the NPC spawner. We're gonna do... Red Fox hostile. Liquid pistol. We have to make it a little bit challenging. Yes. Okay. We have a problem now. We have an Osaka. These guys respawn. Oh god. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. But we can watch this. Thoughts on the Carly Russell situation? Who is that? Who is that? Like, we can do... Oh, I add another source. I guess we could do like a display capture. Like, we turn that off. We turn that on. We do that, we can watch it.
Like, why waste 5 minutes, bro? You know what I'm saying? Okay, GameCube Gorilla Me. This is from Doug105 in the chat. What the f—
Alright, that's... I mean, it was on YouTube. Like, whatever. The woman who faked her kidnapping? I mean, I don't know, that sounds weird. I guess we can look it up. You know what? I'm gonna do that off screen. I'm so bad at this. Not that one. There it is. That's the one. I guess we'll just keep that one on at all times. Yeah, that works. Carly Russell, what's the whole situation? Okay, we can watch.
I want to get to some video.
What we could do this, and then we can do. Where's the? Mini player. This button. We can do that, and then back to here, and there you go. Now you guys can see it. We did it.
That you'll only see here on WVTM 13. Carly Russell
inept.
leaving her attorney's office in Birmingham. This just before police announced charges in the investigation.
She turned herself into the Hoover City Jail earlier today.
Earlier today, Hoover police detectives obtained warrants for the arrest of Carly Russell through the Hoover Municipal Court for her actions related to faking her kidnapping and subsequently making false statements to detectives as they investigated this case.
We have live team coverage. First, let's get to WVTM 13's Lisa Crane to break down exactly what happened.
Well, Brittany and Guy, Carly Russell has officially now been charged with 2 misdemeanors dealing with making false statements to police, and this is all in the case of her disappearance. Now, if she is found guilty on these misdemeanor charges, Hoover police say it could result in up to a year in jail and a $6,000 fine per charge. Russell turned herself in and was processed in the Hoover City Jail earlier today. She paid her $2,000 bond to bond out of jail. She did that within an hour. Hoover Police Chief Nick Durza says actions have consequences, adding her decisions that night created concern and panic across the country.
Many private citizens volunteered their time and energy into looking for a potential kidnapping victim that we know
So
now.
basically, people are just
never
mad
in
that
any danger.
resources
The story
were
opened
wasted
wounds for
because she
families whose
faked
loved
her.
ones really were victims
kidnapping.
of kidnappings, some
I guess that's
of which
kinda
even
shitty.
helped organize searches in hopes they could find Carly's
How's it
alive,
going? I'm so
or her
eepy.
family
Had a
would not
long
experience
day.
the pain and suffering that they felt when their loved ones never returned home.
I'm just getting a scream out so there's content,
Now,
you
as
know,
far
even
as
if it's
the
low effort.
misdemeanor charges against her and the lack
I
of
just wanna get
seriousness
something
in
out.
those charges, Chief Durza said that's simply all they could charge her with. He went on to say he was going to be contacting state lawmakers to find out about changing the law to fix that problem. State Attorney General Steve Marshall is going to be handling the prosecution in this case, and I want to bring in now WBTM 13 Chip Scarborough, who's live in Hoover. And Chip, I know at the press conference today, Steve Marshall was there, and that got a lot of attention.
Yeah, Lisa, legal experts tell me this is a pretty rare move to involve the Attorney General's office, but of course this is a pretty rare case that we're talking about here. Now, the Hoover Police Chief says he asked Attorney General Steve Marshall's office to step in because of the attention this case has received over the last couple of weeks, both nationally and internationally. Marshall calls the work done by the Hoover Police Department, quote, monumental. He says his office will now move forward with putting together a team to handle the charges against Carly Russell.
None of my shots
And Marshall
are
is
here.
quick to add this is not a victimless crime, as he put it.
There are significant hours spent, resources.
I guess that's kind of an
expended
interesting
as a
problem to
result of
have.
this investigation. Not only that,
I
the
suppose it
many
makes sense that there should
those yellow
be consequences
hot
for
afternoon,
taking up resources
evening,
like that.
looking for someone they thought was abducted, trying to be of assistance.
Why do they just oh, because that mod is off.
Attorney General Steve Marshall stressing that he intends to fully prosecute this case. Now, as for his involvement, Birmingham trial lawyer Tommy James tells me it is unusual for an attorney general to prosecute misdemeanor charges, but he adds this is an extraordinary case. Live in Hoover this afternoon, Chip Scarborough,
yeah,
WVTM 13.
Send links and I'll watch them.
All right, Chip, thank you so much. Now, here is how we got to this point today. Police say on July 13th, Carly Russell called 911, reporting seeing a toddler walking alone next to Interstate 459. Carly wasn't heard from until she returned home 2 days later. Last week, police updated their investigation, including the search history found on Carly's phone and computer. And on Monday, police read a statement from her attorney in which she admitted it was all a hoax. She made it all up. Now, as far as what's next in this case, we are waiting to hear a court date for those misdemeanor charges, and I understand that could happen within the next couple of months. Live in Birmingham, Lisa Crane, WVTM 13.
Lisa, thanks. The WVTM 13 app is your source to follow developments in the legal process now that Carly Russell has been charged. Sign up for alerts so you never miss an update.
That's not gonna work. I wanted to kill it with the bathtub. I actually want to go to a night map because it's nighttime. Shit. Maybe the links don't show up. Am I not signed in? I don't want to sign in on here. GOP UFO testimony. I think it's whatever. We could look at that. I'm not seeing a link. I like literally don't see the message with the link though. That's the problem. This map's crazy. UFO being real wasn't on my bingo card. YouTube doing a weird? Might be. There might be some setting that's like doesn't let you guys send links. Turn that off. I can double check though. Live streaming. Restore chats. Toggle moderation activity. No. Yeah, it might just not work.
Observe both us and the Tic Tac. We proceeded around the circle about 90 degrees from the start of our descent, and the object suddenly shifted its longitudinal axis, aligned it with my aircraft, and began to climb.
Is this what you guys are talking about?
Continued down another 270 degrees, nose low, where the Tic Tac, or we considered 270 degrees to where, and we went nose low to where the Tic Tac would have been. Our altitude at this point was about 15,000 feet, and the Tic Tac was about 12,000. As we pulled nose onto the object, within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerated in front of us and disappeared. Our wingmen, roughly 8,000 feet above us, lost contact also. We immediately turned back to see where the whitewater was at, and it was gone also. So as we started to turn back towards the east, the controller came up and said, "Sir, you're not going to believe this, but that thing is at your cap roughly 60 miles away in less than a minute." You can calculate the speed. We returned to Nimitz. We were taking off our gear. We were talking to one of my crews that was getting ready to launch. We mentioned it to them. And they went out and luckily got the video that you see, that 90-second video. What you don't see is the radar tape that was never released, and we don't know where it's at, of the active jamming that the object put on an APG-73 radar, and I can get into modes later if you're interested. What is shocking to us is that the incident was never investigated. None of my crew were ever questioned. Tapes were never taken, and after a couple days, it turned into a great story with friends. It wasn't until 2009 till Jay Stratton had contacted me to investigate. Unbeknownst to all, he was part of the ATIP program in the Pentagon led by Lou Elizondo. There was an unofficial report.
And we survived this.
Years later, I was contacted by the other pilot, Alex Dietrich, and asked if I'd been contacted, and I said no, but I'm willing to talk. I was contacted by Mr. Elizondo, and we talked for a short period of time, and he said we'd be in contact. A few weeks after that, I was made aware that Lou had left the Pentagon in protest and joined forces with Tom DeLonge, Chris Mellon, Steve Justice, and others to form Two Stars Academy, an organization that pressed the issue with leading industry experts and U.S. government officials. They worked with Leslie Keene, who is present today, Ralph Blumenthal, and Helene Cooper to publish the articles in the New York Times 2017 New York Times, and it removed the stigma on the topic of UFOs, which is why we're here today. Those articles open the door for the government and public that cannot be closed. It has led to an interest from our elected officials who are not focused on little green men, but figuring out where these craft are, where they're from, the technology they possess, how do they operate. It also led to the Whistleblower Protection Act and the NDAA. There are multiple witnesses coming forward to say that have firsthand knowledge, and Mr. Grush just covered that. What concerns me is that there's no oversight from our elected officials on anything associated with our government processing or working on craft. Believe not from this world. This issue is not a full public disclosure that could undermine national security, but it is about ensuring that our system of checks and balances works across all work done in the government using taxpayer funds. Relative to government programs, even unacknowledged WAVE programs have some level of oversight by the appropriate committee members in the House and Senate. And this work that is said to be occurring from whistleblower testimonies should not be exempt.
I'm kind of bored of that video. There's really not much to say. Yeah, no, it's just a thing in the air that, like, we can't identify. Doesn't necessarily mean that there's aliens, but if there are, like, that'd be pretty cool. Be pretty interesting, maybe a little scary. You know, let's see what's in my watch later. I'm gonna pick something to watch, because you guys have weird taste right now. Obviously, I'm being arrogant, thinking my taste is better. The internet's most controversial art. I wanted to watch this.
So about a year and a half ago, I made a video about Amori and Omocat drama.
No, not that. We don't want to watch that. The Amori drama. I don't. I just started that game. What's this disclaimer? Topic covers graphic and disturbing situation. You guys might not want to watch that, actually. I didn't know that this would be that bad. Let me find something. Let me find something different for you guys to watch. Yeah, the link doesn't work. Maybe give me something to look up. Okay, they made Bloodborne in Minecraft. Okay, that's pretty. We can watch that.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Potomi, and today we're going to be taking a look into our Bloodborne mod. It's been a while working on this mod, and we are very excited to share what we've made so far. This includes the release date and our current progress along future plans. And this is really good, really good. Also, in the end of this video, yes, yeah, there's a very special sneak peek trailer, so which is really cool. Yeah, I hope you stick around.
Casey Belmont, good to see you.
Reaction. This project
it was from Circle Tunes. You wanted me to watch a funny animation.
And board, but but also adds characters and weapons.
I wish there was like a
armors, and how you utilize
like a widget that automatically did this,
Oh,
so I didn't
this
have to
is
like
it. The
look it up.
rumors were true. True. Bloodborne on PC. True. Let's go.
I like the rat. I'm a big rat fan.
Oh yeah, and yeah, hell yeah. One last thing, if you want to subscribe to my channel, yeah, clicking that button will make me and you very,
If you want to subscribe to that guy's channel,
would be awesome. Yeah.
this is his content. It's not my content. We're making lazy content today.
Okay, so yeah, let's start off with.
I need to be in a better vibe. I need to get into this.
Currently
I
have
need to get into this
these,
stream. I'm a little
these
tired.
hunting Executioner, the Huntsman's.
It feels good to stream.
I guess. And the giant rat with carrying crow. Starting with these 5 mobs, we'll gradually add more animations and content to this mod. So yeah, it's very exciting. If you have any cool or fun ideas, let me know through in the comments.
Okay, I want to make something.
I'll be definitely ready. But yeah, moving on. Let's talk about character AI. So far, the AI contains
Okay, now they're in my way. I just wanted to make a thing.
and movement activation. So basically, it attacks and moves, it tracks down.
Vehicle.
And it's really cool. I know there's going to be improvements adding more mechanics into it, such as stagger attack patterns, flexible movement, and hopefully would be awesome to see more mechanics, but yes. And yeah, we'll be seeing that. And one of the things right now, currently, I'm thinking about is to make some kind of.
That looks kind of wacky.
Since, as you can see, when it attacks it, it's like a Beyblade.
This is like the we have Bloodborne at home. It's still really impressive though.
Great.
This is being done by such a small team.
Anyways,
This is a lot of
I'd
work.
like to talk about character animations amount. Right now, each has
That's
about
pretty
2 to
cool.
3 attack animations so far, and eventually we're going to increase that to.
It's a
10 to 20
Flintstones car. It
per
got
mob,
no floor, does it?
along with other states. Right now, we're focusing on adding the models.
Oh, you're
in
right.
the AI so that we can just test it. Of course, the mod is in its own state. And we're going to be adding like improvements to make it even better, such as like staggering, attack patterns, and flexible movement. Well, hopefully learning mechanics too, but yeah. So yeah, hope you're excited. Also, here's a brief comparison.
Okay, let's go on a
mod
building so we can
and
like
Bloodborne
build
AI
something.
So
I wanna
to put
build
it, we
something.
need to increase the per attack speed and add more movement, so that we can prevent any stack moments of the enemies being here. As listed here, I don't know anyone that's knowledge with sound effects, music design, and even particles like VFX. So if you're one of them and you want to develop with us, throw me a DM on Twitter. I'm totally down for any possibilities to make
Can I
it
get
fun
a
and
body
exciting
part
mod.
to eat, to heal?
Hey, big
I
stop,
killed
player HUD.
this.
Hey, player HUD, we have
This is
one.
dangerous.
This one, I hired a guy called Tristan to make a data pack version for the HUD. It includes the stamina, health, echoes, insight.
What type of content do I want to see? I don't know.
Titles,
Just like
text, and all this kind of really cool stuff.
interesting
Like
stuff.
data packs. It's crazy. The reason having a data pack version for this is mainly so that lower devices
just
can
neat-
handle
neat
the mod
things.
while having a data pack version for it, so no one misses out. We also have a mod version for the HUD as well. Yeah, my man Bardo. This guy helps me a lot, especially when it comes to technical stuff. This one will
These
include
weapons are
all the
weird.
player HUD and a whole new custom inventory. I'll say we're making all except the dungeon stuff. No, not dungeon. No, hell no. Yeah.
Whoa,
this
the
is
clothes
very exciting to
change.
see. Like having a custom inventory would be awesome.
Food.
Yeah, I think it'll make the game a lot more immersive too.
Gotta heal. Anyways,
Yeah,
let's make,
we are going
let's
to
make
have
a
a
thing.
UI system for the mod too. Yeah,
I got a
it's
meme
nice.
called
Really exciting stuff.
you could look at.
Yeah,
meme?
this is the model list
Better
we're
be
working
good.
on, and it's almost finished.
Like,
So
yeah,
would
I
love
could
to
pull that up,
have
but it
one
better be
Or
good.
2 more model animators. So if you're one of them, throw me a message too. Before we get into the future plans, we need to take a look at our models and animations in Blockbench. Let's start with characters. Models you see here? Yeah, pretty crazy, right? Yeah, my buddies Anello and Robert, yeah, they modeled and textured these really cool and high quality mobs, and yeah, brought it to Minecraft. Top to bottom, from the textures and the model design to the size scaling and the details, just absolutely crazy. Very exciting by just looking at them. And for the animations, CL Holmes.
Alright, we're gonna play this meme. Let's see what it is.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm about to
Alright. That was... This is what you guys are into, huh? Well, I guess this is what I wanted. I wanted to be just subjected to shit that I'm not expecting. I don't know what I expected. Okay. So we have several enemies over there. If I could build like a hovercraft, that'd be pretty funny. We're playing this like it's Tears of the Kingdom, because I wanted to play Tears of the Kingdom for this stream, but I couldn't because it just wasn't working. Because I'm trying to play it modded on my PC and it just wasn't working. So now we're playing this, and it's like we're shitposting this stream, and I don't know. I need better content. You guys gotta send me better material. Like, how am I supposed to? What am I supposed to say to this meme? Like bro was having a time, and there's auto-tune. Tears of the Gmod. Yeah, like I'm trying to do that right now. We're gonna do... Yeah, hold on. If we make it like... Can't really seem to get it diagonal. Oh, wait. I can actually. If I get a sloped object, I can actually get it diagonal, and it could be like a green goblin glider in Zelda. That's the goal. If we can get like some triangles. Shit. Shift and then yeah, like that. Or we could just die. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Let's get the katana again so we can get back on our building and be safe. You know, maybe the parking garage is a good spot. If we're going in a parking garage, get a car. Is this also a Flintstones vehicle? No, this is a Void vehicle. It's the Void in here. If we're going up this, we need a car. Shit. Yeah, so I was gonna stream Zelda, but that just didn't work out. And politics have been kind of boring lately. and there's a video I have to work on. There is content planned. I'm just kind of crazy and stupid. Okay. How do I recommend a video? Just type something for me to look up on my search bar, and then I'll do that. Okay, let's start with a surface like this time. Get a thruster. Oh my god. Are you serious? Okay, I just have to, I'm gonna no clip back. Like, what was that? What do you mean? I'm staying far away from that. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to get a chair. Go to vehicles. Get myself a chair. Okay. Have to get it on there. What do you mean? What do you mean they're here? What do you mean they're here? Need to get a gun? Like this gun? Oh shit, they're like all here. That means I need ammo. What do you mean they're here? That's not right. I'm just trying to build my thing. I'm just trying to build my thing in peace. Need help. We can play in third person a little bit. Just for the sillies. Why not? Let's just be in third person. Disable collisions. Shit. Ah. Dude, dead ass. There's too many of them. There's too many of them. We have a little bit of a problem here.
Oh, God damn it!
Why can't I close my menu? There it goes. Dr. Bombi, Rice and Curry. Good video. Can I trust you? Can I trust you? I'm sorry I just saw that now. Can I trust you? Is that really a good video? Is that really worth my time? Like, come on. Like, should I, like, I will. Like, I guess I will. I don't really have much of an option here. I agreed to do that. Like, this better be good, okay? Because I've been kind of disappointed lately by the content. I feel like it's been lacking a little bit. So, like, hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna put that in the search bar, and I'm gonna click on, like, the first thing. How long is this? This is 3 minutes? I don't know about this video. I'll see how much I can tolerate. I'll see how much of this one I can tolerate.
This is Dr. Bombay. Dr. by Marais Gori by Marais and Goriakut.
I don't know if this is, I don't know if I'm the target demographic for this. I gave it 20 seconds. Okay. Hold on. Alright. What is this? What is it? This looks gay. Casey Belmont. This looks gay. Oh, it's not even, it's TikTok. Don't send me a TikTok video. This just not gonna play. It's not TikTok. I mean like a short. Don't send me a short. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna work with the mini player. I mean, it might. Also, I just don't want to watch that. I just don't want to. Like, I'm actually looking at like I just don't want to watch that. like, what are you doing? What? Like, I want to make the content that we're doing right now slightly less meaningless. Like, I'm playing Gmod. Like, I'm fucking around. You guys are sending me like just like nonsense, nonsense videos. like I don't know. Am I crazy for wanting more? I just want something interesting. Something to make this shitpost of a stream more meaningful. That seems to be what I'm desiring. No, you listen. I'm not mad. Like don't feel bad. I'm being difficult, okay? I'm the streamer. I get to be frustrating. Okay. I want to build my vehicle. How did you get here? We're gonna change player models to Astolfo apply model. I show speed rage is hilarious. Dude, I know it's pretty funny, but like, I just, like, that's what you want to watch right now? It's like the evening time. I'm trying to vibe. I'm trying to unwind. Like, I'm trying to vibe out in the evening and like look at some interesting shit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm out here talking about meaningful content that's like interesting and makes my shitpost stream like it balances it out. Like, I have something that like I could talk about and have an opinion on. And you come out here and you recommend I show Speed Rage. Like, bro, am I just like not funny enough? You need something more entertaining? Like, that's fine, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna disable. You're not allowed to think anymore. You're not allowed to think anymore. I'm going to make my video. Or not my video. Well, I am gonna make that video, but I'm gonna make my vehicle in peace. Here's a deep one. The Missing Scarf short film. Okay, now that sounds good. That sounds like a banger. That sounds okay. A short film. Okay, like. Oh yeah, and it's 6 minutes. 8 years. All right. If we can get subtitles.
Albert the squirrel awoke on a crisp winter's day.
We can't get subtitles.
But what's this? An empty space where once his favorite scarf lay. Where on earth could it be? So off Albert went into the forest in search of the missing scarf. As Albert made his way through the wood, he came to Cecil the owl. Perhaps he could help. But Cecil had a problem of his own.
I like it in the
His
bottom
fear
left.
of the dark. The unknown can be scary, said Albert. But how are we to expand on what we know without the unknown? The dark is nothing but an endless curiosity. Cecil stepped into the dark and was no longer afraid to discover its hidden wonders. Albert continued on his search for the missing scarf when he found Conrad the beaver. Perhaps he could help, but Conrad was also distracted. He feared his dam would break at any moment. It's good to be cautious, said Albert, but success is often born from the stockpile of failure. Every time you fix a crack in your dam, you become a better builder. Conrad decided to make his dam as strong as it could be, and his worries would no longer get in the way. Albert continued on his search until he came to Edwin the fox. Perhaps
it seems
he could
like
help.
this guy is just
But Edwin had his own
walking into
troubles.
life lessons.
He feared he wasn't
That's
liked
my
by
analysis
his
so
friends. Friendships are never easy, said Albert. But more often than not, our sense of isolation can be self-inflicted. If you want to be liked, you must allow yourself to be liked. Edwin decided to be more open with his friends, and he would never let his fears separate them again. Next, Albert came across Frederick the bear. But as with the others, Frederick had a problem of his own. His monumental fear of nothing. Not existing, to be more precise. Oceans, mountains, planets.
He doesn't want to
They
not
all
exist.
come and go in the mere blink of an eye. If we do manage to survive the combined threats of global warming, internal cooling, a dwindling magnetic field, asteroids, solar flares, rogue black holes, nothing changes the fact that our sun continues on an inevitable countdown to death. Even if we did manage to flee to distant stars, they're all equally marching toward their own annihilation. Time and events work to destroy all we have ever comprehended. The decay of all matter as we know it. The decay of all life as we know it. One really has to wonder, what is the point of anything? Why continue? Why progress? Life, even in its most advanced state, is doomed to non-existence. Why? Why go on?
That's
Said
all
the
true.
bit. Albert disagreed.
Is it 8?
Nature is resilient, he said. In ways we barely understand, have yet to discover, or have yet to evolve. Our planet will die. New planets will form. Our star will die. New stars will form. And yes, our universe may die. Such is the cycle of life, but a cycle it must surely remain. The cosmos tirelessly delivers the same lesson again and again. From death comes life. Born from the decay of the past and aiding the formation of the future, life circles in an infinite loop of creation, utilizing all elements, big and small. Please know you are not set on a linear path to oblivion. In actual fact, you are aiding the continuation of the universe.
All is well.
And so, the process of easing Frederick's monumental worries began. He thanked Albert for his help and wished them all the best in his search for the missing scarf. Albert replied, "Do you know what? I don't need my scarf. Spring is coming. I think I'll be just fine."
Sorry, I had to get something. Huh. Okay. Like, yeah, that was fine. I liked it. Hello, what is happening? I'm really bummed out that I didn't get to play Tears of the Kingdom because it just won't work. Like, I have the modded version and it's just not working now for some reason. So I'm basically doing like an internet test stream, making sure everything is running okay. I'm playing Gary's mod, and I'm letting people send me videos to watch, but nothing has really been that good. I mean, this one's been pretty good though. This one has been the best one so far. This was like that was the thing. The stream definitely seems to be working. Okay, well that's good. That's what I wanted. I was mainly just wanting to get something out there. But like there just hasn't been a lot to comment on. Oh, my mic is noisy. It's because there's fans in the background and it's really hot in this room. But the noise gate does work. I just don't know how to get rid of the stuff, and I hope the audio is okay. I don't know. I tried my best. With the audio. Can we build another vehicle? Did I ever show you how to do that good noise suppressor I used? No. No, I'm really bad with audio. Okay. Let's make... You know what I want to make? I want to make a people bridge from one building to the other, and I want to walk across it at the end. Mako with the nosebleed. Unbelievable. Let's see. That looks like a good building to get to. Let's take a civilian and another civilian. What we then have to do, we have to connect one to the other. It's that do it. That like works, I guess. Man, this is gonna be a difficult process. This is gonna be a difficult process. But we're gonna do it. We're going to make a people bridge from one building to the other. Unless someone has a better idea, this is what we're gonna be doing. I will do nearly anything for the entertainment of strangers on the internet. You got the blood out, that's good. We're gonna need... Hold on. Hold on, we have to get the classic up here. I always have chat watch this. I fucking love this video. Shit, is it stuck to the ground? I might have to get rid of this guy. Okay, wait, fixed it. Oh, this one's not attached to this one? Shit. Yeah, this video is a banger. So I'm gonna keep this on until someone recommends me a better one. Right now, I'm just focused on making this bridge. Shit. Don't do that. It's fine. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. The Universal S is a good one. Not sure what that is. look into it. Also just really focused on, oh, Mako with the link. Mako with the link. Is it this one?
Killer fish. Killer fish from San Diego. I don't know what I am, but I taste really good. I'm a killer fish. Hello. I'll be your killer fish for the evening. Thank you.
That's not what you linked. Yeah, it wasn't wasn't what I wanted really. I just put the link in the bar. Video isn't available anymore. Dude, I put the link in my in the correct bar this time. And it just didn't
Killer.
It just didn't work. No, don't want to watch that. Don't want to watch that. Yeah, this. Can't you just click it? Yeah, I did. I literally did. Oh wait, okay. Here's a new. Okay. Holy fuck! Why is that so loud? Why is that so loud? This isn't much better. I actually like this less. I actually don't want to watch this. Like. I don't know why I'm getting sent like such shit content. I liked the fish one better. You know what? We might watch. I kind of want to watch the new Pants Hat video. Like, I guess that is a goofy shitpost type of content, but I think it has more substance because it's a stop motion animation. And my taste in content is just better than your guys's. Don't trust the mailman. I wonder what kind of social commentary we'll get in this one.
Ooh, my package is out for delivery. Tactical roll. Are you okay?
Oh shit.
Relax, bro. It's just the mail. Wait, what if it explodes? It's gonna explode? Yeah, probably.
You're being paranoid.
Nuh-uh. I'm being prepare-annoyed. It's just that the mailman is trying to get me.
Go outside.
I can't go outside
This
dressed
is a
in the
social
goth girl's
commentary
hand-me-downs. I look like I stumbled into every single discount rack in a Hot Topic.
on
No
pet-pilled
offense.
anime
Well,
women
you're not
being
wrong.
scared
Just
of
order new
the
clothes.
And
mailman.
invite the mailman here on purpose? No
Okay,
thanks,
I
bro.
like it.
You can't hide inside forever.
You want a bet, Sonny? Guys, should I still be holding this? I can feel its heartbeat.
You two are ridiculous. There's nothing dangerous about that package.
Turn the volume down a little.
Oh, I get it. You want to be the one that opens it.
Not on your life. I ain't touching that.
Okay, but should I?
Go for it. Wait. Who sent that? Was it the furry community? Are they still after me?
No, silly.
Then who sent it?
Dummy.
I wonder why the
mailman
furry
gives me all the
community
mail.
is after
He gets it from
Master
the mail
Chief.
factory. It's weird how he always knows what I buy. It's because he's stalking us. He's always showing up here, ringing the bell, leaving things. Ugh, what a sicko.
You two are idiots who don't know how the mail works.
What? Idiots? Well, we'll just have to prove it then. Like smart people do. Alright, tell us why you're trying to hurt us.
I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to do much worse.
What? You're a girl.
Oh my god, but the
Yeah,
mailman's
really
actually
stupid.
dangerous?
Like, you're the mailman. What am I supposed to call you?
They're called females with packages.
I'm blowing you up
Oh my
first.
god.
What did I do?
You bug me. Do you have any idea how much stuff you two order?
I don't remember buying anything.
You bought
Females
5
with
grand pianos.
packages.
Oh yeah. Good thing they had free returns.
I'm a female with a package.
So this is all your fault.
Actually, you're
I'd be
way
one of
worse.
those for
What do
real.
you mean? I'm without flaw.
You bought a cat girl wife, you incel. I'm throwing my back out just thinking of lifting
You
this
bought a
counter.
cat girl
What?
wife?
Oh yeah, I lost that. I'm gonna need to order a new one.
The heck you are.
Excuse me, package lady. Is it safe to open my present now?
Are you insane? Why do you still have that?
No, take it back,
Give it to me.
Let me open
This
it.
Holy shit.
It's cute. I love your outfit. Where'd you get it?
Don't get near it. It ain't the male person.
She wouldn't do that. I
male
hatched this demon like a
person.
duck, and that makes me its mom, and she's a good girl, right? See, there's no danger here. No!
You know, just because this schizophrenic delusion turned out to be true, doesn't mean the other ones are.
You said the same thing about the garbage man.
Shut it.
It was funny. It was funny. There was a little bit of goofy gender politics in there. There was the whole subversion of animals being afraid of mailmen for no reason, but like they had a reason. It was good. It was good. I liked it. The animation was nice. I especially liked
Go outside dressed in the goth
the
girl's hand-me-down.
roll.
I can't go outside.
This like roll.
Relax, bro. Tactical roll.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that. This
Are you okay?
This whole thing.
Relax.
This is good. This is good. This is a good video. Chat is looking a little quiet. I like goofy shitpost content that has a lot of effort put behind it. I wonder what level of transphobia Hat has personally. I always have to like wonder about that whenever I watch like anything. Cause you never know when it shows up, because it can just show up at like the most random times. Like you'll be watching someone's content, vibing with it, and then like you just find out they're transphobic, and it's like, oh man, that sucks. Okay. This bridge is getting kind of long. I gotta get you guys the rat content back. We're gonna skip ahead a little bit. I'm gonna need another new video. Like, they're all moving. It's good. No one's stuck to the floor. Okay. Who's squishing? Stop. I'm gonna delete you if you keep doing that. Okay, we just undid the weld. It seemed to work. That one's moving. The people bridge is coming along. See if we can go feet to feet. might work better. Might be an obstacle for me later. I don't know. Let's see. It's like something. Whoa. Is it time changing? Like, I wonder when this is gonna like make my computer explode. 'Cause I feel like this has to take up so much CPU for my computer to have all of these characters with all of these welding points while streaming with a video going on in the background. Dude, chat is so quiet. Oh my god, is chat like lagging? Like, what the fuck? Oh my god, there they are. There they are. They're back. We're back. Oh my god, chat was like not dead. It just wasn't working. You can prove you have good taste with that link. Okay. Oh, is it set to top chat? That's stupid. Live chat. Let me see what's happening live. Like, why would you make top chat? Like, who is that for?
Want a worry-free way to kill bugs?
Alright, we have an advertisement. We have another advertisement.
I think all of science boils down to trying to do things in order to see and appreciate the world in a new way. Most of the time, that means doing experiments, gathering data, or testing hypotheses.
Okay, this is better taste.
But
This is
sometimes,
better
I think
taste.
the most useful thing I can
Like,
do
we
as
got
a
some
scientist
interesting guys.
is to point the fancy science cameras at some moths flapping their wings in front of a purple backdrop. I mean, whose day isn't going to be better after watching a pink and yellow rosy maple moth fly in super slow motion?
Hold on, we're gonna put it on the mini player. Just so it's... I mean, we won't have the subtitles. But just so the game can keep going.
I think all of science boils down to trying to do things in order to see and appreciate the world in a new way. Most of the time, that means doing experiments, data, or testing hypotheses. But sometimes, I think the most useful thing I can do as a scientist is to point the fancy science cameras
This
at
guy
the
did
moths
his
flapping
volume
their wings
bad.
in front of a purple backdrop.
It's fine, I get it.
Whose day isn't going to be better after watching a pink and yellow rosy maple moth fly in super slow motion?
Okay, this bridge has to be good for something.
This is a polyphenol.
Probably not this
a
gap,
gigantic
but maybe
species.
another gap.
What you're seeing, like all the rest of the clips in this video, was filmed at 6,000 frames per second.
Can I even lift it?
Both of its wings have transparent windows, and if you can catch a glimpse of the top side, you'll see how they're circled in yellow, blue, and black to form eye spots.
That is quite the interesting creature, I must say. This might
This
work.
is my finger, and on it is what's called a dark marthissa.
Oh, he's so small.
At rest, these moths are unmistakable. Their wings appear rolled up and held down on their sides, while their abdomens are flipped up and held above their bodies. In flight, their abdomens still arch upward, and their unrolled wings glisten and shimmer a metallic like reflection.
Okay, they need to calm down. They're freaking out far too much.
Here's a Virginian tiger moth. These shockingly white moths are distinguished from closely related species by the splashes of yellow on their abdomen, which you can see when they raise their wings in preparation for
Oh my god. What are you doing?
At rest, this moth tries its best to look like bird droppings. Its common
That one's
name
so
is
still.
beautiful wood nymph. As these take off,
But
especially with
they move a lot for
look for the cloud of dusty
For this
smoke
being in super slow motion, they're kind of moving a lot, like, if you think about it. Just in such a small amount of time, they're able to do all this. Like, we're talking fractions of seconds here, like, that's pretty cool.
While some moths might be pink and yellow, others have mohawks and
Oh my god.
this white dotted pond.
Can I climb it? No.
Finally, another big species with big eye spots, a blinded sphinx.
Yeah, do they perceive time slower? I don't know.
For how big of a body the moth has, it's surprisingly agile once it gets in the
I can't really land on him.
vertically up to head down and out of the frame in an instant. Thanks for watching. If you like
That
this,
was a good- that was a
more
cool
slow
one.
motion insect
I'm glad I
videos
saw
on the
that.
Battlebit YouTube channel.
Whoa. Holy shit. Wonder. No, I can't seem to get him through this portal. Unfortunate. They move sloppily, but it like looks nice at the same time. It's weird. I know what you mean though. What am I doing? This bridge, it seems like we may need more humans. His arm, his hand. Hello? Oh, there we go. How's it gonna balance out? It looks so funny. Alright, later, Mako. I'm gonna put the other video back on. You need to calm down. They're never gonna calm down. Okay. Honestly, maybe I should have it out a bit. My phone. I can get that welded. Have him stay here. This might be the guy. This might be the guy to make the... Oh, that bridge is looking not really crossable. Also, what happened to the time? What was that? The human bridge was not very successful. It's just not very successful. Also, chat is not working again. I mean, unless it is. What games do you play? I have a few games. I have Battlebit. If you guys want to watch me play Battlebit, I have that. That's a newer game. I've been playing this. I've been playing Battlebit. I have Dead Island 2. I've been playing that a bit. I really want like an arena shooter. I have Warhammer Bolt Gun. It's a good game. Although I enjoyed dicking around in this game a lot. You guys may want to see me play a different game, so I will do that. Dota 2, no. No. I'm gonna turn that off. Temporarily. I do kind of want to play something else. Yo, fuck it, we're playing Battlebit for now. We're playing Battlebit. Oh, I have Batman Arkham Knight. I have that. That just finished downloading. I really like that game. Would anyone care to watch some Batman? Good. It's a good thing I haven't played Dota 2. Okay. Can't believe there's a whole 6 of you in here. That's insane. Oh, come on. Don't do this. Don't do this. Also for the display, I can get it to where it's just this. It seems to help a lot. Okay. Oh shit, you're playing Battlebit? One with Billy B? Can I play Battlebit with you? Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm gonna play Battlebit with my boyfriend. Like, while we watch this shit. Unless I find better video. I can browse a little bit.
You're gonna join my server? This is 128.
Oh, it's 128? Fuck that.
Kind of fun.
You're having fun in 128?
Yeah, I mean, like, look how many people are just...
That's too many people. Okay, I'm in a safe zone. Oh my god, it's Chew. I'm sorry I couldn't go to your stream when you were doing it. I should have. I really should have just stopped in and said hi. I was thinking about that. The Universal S is still my suggestion. Oh, is that a video? I didn't really understand what it was called, but now I think I get it. I guess I could pull it up. Holy shit, my model's going crazy. You're just not feeling it? I get that. Oh, this looks interesting.
Just don't mean I like this. It's a good channel.
It's a good channel? Okay. This looks interesting.
After 5 years of searching, I have finally found something.
Is it the origin? It's a little loud.
Back in 2014, I received an email with a link to an article. The article was titled Solve the Mystery of the Pointy S and was about this stylized symbol in the shape of the letter S. Upon seeing the symbol, a dormant cluster of neurons and synapses within the deepest recesses of my brain lit up like a Christmas tree and forced a long-forgotten memory to the surface. I used to draw this symbol back in primary school. 2 rows of 3 vertical lines connected by 4 diagonal lines in the middle. The ends were then capped like so to create an S-shaped symbol. Beyond that, I could not remember where it came from, what it was supposed to represent, nor if it ever had a name. I think it was just a cool symbol that me and my classmates used to draw. To my surprise, however, this wasn't just some localized fad, but a globally recognized symbol. People from all over the world reported that they too had learned to draw this symbol as children and teenagers, none of whom seemed to know where it came from.
Oh, you're in my game.
After reading about this, I showed the symbol to my friends and family to see if I could provoke a few more Christmas trees, and sure enough, every single one of them recognized the symbol. Unfortunately, they were just as clueless as I was when it came to its origin. At this point, I was hooked. This is exactly the type of inconsequential, good-for-nothing mysteries that make me want to wake up in the morning. But as I began my search, I soon realized I was far from the first attempt to track down the origins of the symbol. Many had tried and failed where I now stood, but in my delusions of grandeur I brushed it off as the failings of lesser men, and into the abyss I went. I turned to my trusty board of keys, making sure to enable investigation mode, and after some intense clickety-clang, I managed to track down over 40 online discussions about this symbol. From this, I quickly learned the symbol was strongly associated with the American clothing brand Stussy, so much so that many even refer to the symbol as Stussy. Stussy was founded in the early 1980s, and many insist they remember this symbol being one of their logos. The problem is,
it's a blog game. We're literally doing a drone strike in a video game.
No one has been able able to
What's
produce an article of
poppin'?
Stussy clothing featuring this exact
Hopefully some
design,
people's
or even
heads.
just a photograph of someone wearing such an article.
I'm just trying to
Although
get
to be
content
fair,
out.
some designs like these two are quite similar, and it's
Yeah,
not
you-
difficult to
yeah.
see why people would conflate one
We're
with the
blowing
other.
feet now.
Now, this
Dude,
could
I
have been
love
the end of the story if
I
it
love
wasn't for the
blowing
fact that
feet,
many
you know what I
claims
mean?
to have
Like-
drawn the symbol long before the 1980s. I mean, it's not that
I'm
people
totally
would just
into
go on
that.
the internet and lie, but even a spokesperson for Stussy claims the symbol predates the founding of the company.
When are you gonna
And
blow
so
my feet,
I
dude?
returned to my alphabet shovel and resumed digging.
I
Another
guess right
frequent
now.
association is with the Japanese car and motorcycle company
I don't think we can do that right
Well, that emblem
I'm
has
right
the same
here.
basic
What do you
shape.
mean?
The differences
I'm
are
right
also quite
here.
pronounced.
Look, I'm
The two most obvious
there's a
ones
lot
being
of
the
smoke
spacing
in my
between the
hands.
strokes of the letter, as well as the
That's a little
complete lack of
fucked up.
vertical
Okay, we got
lines.
two of them on there.
However, the Suzuki logo has been in use since 1958, and so it has the advantage of being old enough to possibly be the origin. As such, one could argue that this is merely a simplified
Shit.
version which developed
down.
over time because
we
it's
managed.
easier to draw. Even so, I struggled to reconcile the fact that school
Oh, we
children
got
all over
him.
the world
We
would want to
got him.
reproduce the emblem
Let's
of a
fucking
Japanese
go.
motor company. At least the Stussy explanation made sense, as it is a clothing
That's
brand
so sad.
specifically targeting that demographic. And so I spun up the old dexterity trampoline once more. Another popular theory is that the symbol originated as a logo used by a rock or metal
guess if you
band.
put the mine
For
on it,
instance,
you'll
the
be
symbol is
safe.
frequently associated with the American heavy metal band Slipknot, but there's not even a passing resemblance in that case. Other bands include Styx, Slayer, and Kiss, just to name a few. The only band I've come across which actually does use the symbol as part of their logo is the American thrash metal band Sacred Reich. Unfortunately, the band was founded in 1985, and so it's not a contender for the origin. I could go on and on about all of these dead ends, but
Yes,
in the
let's
end,
fucking
they're all
go.
just dead ends. So after
What kind of
spending a
YouTube
whole lot of
videos are you going to
time and a
react?
whole lot
Just
of
things that
nothing,
people
I
send me,
decided
but
to
like
do
I wanted
something
like the good
productive.
shit.
I needed a way to gauge the prevalence
something
of
that
the
was, like,
symbol, and so I spent
kind of
some time
engaging.
extracting all the comments from all of these online
was pretty good so
discussions
far.
until I had a list of more than 27,000 comments.
Trying to
I then
find the
sifted
origin
through
of
this
this thing.
wretched hive of scum and villainy to extract all the comments that mentioned a country, demonym, or
behind
capital
you.
city.
Right
After
behind-
filtering out all the false positives, I ended up with a list of 1,215 comments which mentioned a country where this symbol had been seen or drawn. When mapped out geographically, this is what that data
Still in that
looks
right
like.
window.
Oh god. Country. Am I like stupid? Where is this at? Oh shit. Over there. This is loud now. Loud as fuck. Literally, guys here, I'm trying to do my volume.
That's good from alright.
Dude, I was trying to do my volume. Give this one a whirl. I might not be able to see links. I think only mods can send links. But you can tell me something to type in the search bar.
Well, except Antarctica, as far as we know. I then went through the same process, except this time I extracted all the comments that mentioned a date. This is what that looks like. If these users
of
on the
sightings
internet,
per
which is a sacred
decade.
place of truth and nothing but the truth, then sightings of this symbol may go all the way back to the 1940s.
Okay, let's see if I can do my own.
It's not
drone
just
strike.
international, but an intergenerational symbol. An S that transcends both space and time. It's the universal S. Speaking of which, is this even an S? Because some claim they always recognize the symbol as the number 8, which, when you think about it, makes perfect sense. It could also depict the number 5 or the number 2 when horizontally inverted, as seen in this graffiti from 2006. And while
What if
limit
that's
ourselves
just
to just
mirrored?
alphanumerics,
Wait, no, it's
it
not
can also be a
mirrored.
depiction
The
of an
numbers are-
infinity symbol, a dollar sign, or a double helix.
I have
Some
thought of it
speculate it
as
could
a
be a
dollar
simplistic
sign
rendition
before.
of an Ouroboros,
Shit,
which is an
this guy.
ancient symbol of a snake or dragon eating its own tail to
Yes,
represent
yes,
the circle
yes,
of
yes,
life
yes.
and death.
Okay.
While it is tempting to
Yeah,
think
I
it
did,
could be
I
a
did. I got
Möbius
someone on my
strip,
own. Yo, I
this
got
is
you.
not
I
the
got you.
case,
Don't
as a
die.
Möbius strip famously
die,
has
you're
one
good.
side, while this symbol clearly has two. To further complicate the situation, there are way
That other
too
guy,
many
though, we're
names
not
for
reviving
this
him.
symbol. One frequent name is the Superman S, presumably in reference to the
Superman. I've
iconic
heard
S
that
of
as
Superman,
well in
despite the
elementary
lack of
school.
similarity
Oh,
between
shit.
the two. Others have opted for more generic prefixes like skater, surfer, stoner, cool, and gangster. In total, I've come across over 60 different names, which make researching this symbol an absolute blast. I have also noticed a tendency for people to combine the symbol with certain terms and phrases. For example, it's frequently drawn as part of the word smile, specifically with a palm tree in place of the letter L. This is especially common in Greece for some reason. As if that wasn't enough, quite a few people claim to have drawn a chain, rope, or braid-like pattern by continuously adding rows of 3 vertical lines before closing off the ends, like so.
Oh no,
What
we're
this
going to
means
enemy
is the
territory?
universal S may have originated as a pattern that was eventually truncated down to an S-shaped symbol. If that's the case, this pattern could have existed for many centuries, if not millennia, because humans kind of have a thing for symmetry. Every culture on Earth has at one point or another made use of tessellation, interlacing, and decorative knotwork.
in terms of how
So
long
with
it is?
that in mind, I
As
spent
long
an
as it keeps me
ungodly amount
interested.
of time looking at ornamental books, ancient artifacts, and medieval thingamajigs, yet I have been utterly defeated in
So I
my
have
quest
some
to find
things queued
evidence
up.
of this exact
If this bores me,
Some were indeed similar and
I'll get a
might have
different one.
inspired this pattern, but I could not find an exact match. Suffice to say, things were going great.
yeah, you're able to send links because you're a
In
mod.
the midst of
You're
this
special.
action-packed adventure of Indiscovery, I happened upon this comment posted by a user on Reddit back in 2011. According to them, the Universal S began as a puzzle. The puzzle consisted of 2 rows of 3 vertical lines, and the challenge was to turn those lines into an S using nothing but straight lines. This sounded quite promising, and so I contacted said user and received this response. The puzzle was more specifically a matchstick puzzle, and it had supposedly been featured in a magazine titled Dynamite, published by the American publisher Scholastic. Unfortunately, the first issue was published in 1974, so even if this puzzle existed, it could not be the origin. However, I decided to pursue this lead anyway, because if I could find it, at least I would have some tangible evidence of the symbol's existence. Keep in mind, up until this point, all I had was hearsay. A bunch of internet strangers, the most voracious group to ever walk this earth, claiming they had seen or drawn this symbol at various points in time. The oldest photographic evidence came in the form of this aforementioned graffiti from 2006, as well as this squiggly version of the symbol etched into a desk from a Danish prison that closed down in 2006. I don't even remember how I found that. Anyway, I've since acquired about a dozen issues of Dynamite magazine as well as a bunch of matchstick puzzle books, and this would turn out to be a massive break off my spirit. Not a single one of these issues feature a matchstick puzzle of any kind. It's not even featured in the German masterpiece Streichholzspiele, which is said to be the mother of all matchstick puzzle books. And despite the near endless repository of matchstick puzzles available online, including every single puzzle featured in these books, this one is curiously missing. After spending so much time on this and getting absolutely nowhere, I reluctantly put this topic aside and moved on to other projects. For April Fools of 2017, Reddit orchestrated this event called Place. It was essentially a blank canvas divided into 1,000,000 pixels, and each user was allowed to alter the color of 1 pixel every couple of minutes. Whole communities came together and painted anything and everything, 1 pixel at a time. And as my eyes marveled at this pixelated microcosm of human civilization, something caught my attention. In the corner, there it was. In this rainbow-colored soup of insanity, some loose-knit band of heroes had joined forces to construct a symbol of which they knew nothing about. The gods had clearly spoken.
So that's probably what it would be like in real life.
And this time, it was different, because this time, I found something. Throughout the video, I've alluded to another potential origin, namely graffiti. Many believe the symbol originated within the American graffiti movement of the 60s and 70s, and claim that various street gangs, especially on the east and west coast, used the Universal S as their tag. It makes a lot of sense because graffiti makes heavy use of outlined block letters, and drawing a symmetrical S in that style can be quite frustrating. Perhaps this frustration is what gave birth to the comparatively simplistic technique we used to draw the Universal S. 2 rows of 3 vertical lines connected by some lines in the middle. Simple. I can't even remember how many tens of thousands of photographs of graffiti I must have sifted through over the years, but one day I found this. It's an art piece by an artist named Jean-Michel Basquiat, and it was painted in New York in 1982. I almost missed it, but in the corner, just as the Pixel Gods had promised, there it was. Basquiat describes it as the classic S of graph, graph being short for graffiti, and it's not his only piece to feature the symbol. Interestingly enough, here it's painted right next to what appears to be the Superman symbol. Now, I knew this was not the origin, but it was some much needed evidence to substantiate this ocean of hearsay. Furthermore, it gave me some much needed motivation to keep digging because I had all but given up at this point. And with this newfound motivation, I stumbled upon something totally unexpected. I was reading about this photographer named John Nahr, who in 1974 had published an influential photo book about graffiti titled The Faith of Graffiti. For some reason, the name John Nahr sounded familiar, and after retracing my research, I managed to figure out why. Years before, I had watched an interview with John Nahr conducted by none other than Stussy. I don't think I paid much attention to the video back then, but I really wish I had, because 1 minute and 38 seconds into that video, one of the photographs from The Faith of Graffiti is prominently displayed on screen, and hidden amongst the graffiti in that photograph is the Universal S. The photograph was taken in New York City in late 1973, and it's not the only photograph in this collection in which the symbol is featured. What was so unexpected about this discovery is the fact that the symbol was literally hiding in plain sight. Not only was the interview conducted by the brand most strongly associated with this symbol, the video was uploaded in 2010 and has since amassed over 25,000 views. In spite of this, it seems to have gone completely undetected. Nevertheless, these photographs were now the earliest known evidence of the Universal S. After spending a few more weeks chasing down potential leads without success, I put the video back on the shelf once again and went to work on other videos. Fast forward to mid-2018 when someone else discovered that in the movie Piranha from 1978, the symbol can be seen scribbled onto the wall of a jail cell about 2/3 into the movie. I found out the scene was filmed in Los Angeles the same year, and while it did not predate the aforementioned photographs, it was still more evidence. Sometime thereafter, I stumbled upon another collection of photographs taken in Los Angeles in the early 1970s by photographer Howard Gribble, many of which feature the number 8 in a style reminiscent of the Universal S, the least ambiguous of which is definitely this one. Given that the symbol in this photograph is slightly faded compared to the text underneath, which appears to have been written in 1970, it might have been painted in the late 1960s. This was now the earliest known evidence. Although, as I later discovered, I am not the first to find this. A Reddit user by the name of Gary Duder posted a comment with a link to this photograph back in 2013. Unfortunately, it was buried beneath a mountain of other comments, and so this quite significant piece of evidence fell by the wayside. In any case, I was fairly satisfied at this point. I may not have found the origin, but I had found irrefutable evidence of the symbol's existence, and that was a hell of a lot more than I had at the beginning of all of this. So, a couple of months ago, I began writing the initial draft for this script. In doing so, I found myself going through my research for the quadrillionth time, just to make sure I had exhausted every conceivable avenue.
Where did we go?
That's when I stumbled upon this illustration, featured in a book titled Mechanical Graphics. This book is not from the 60s, nor the 50s, nor the 1940s. It's not even from the 1900s. This book was published in 1890. What's so wonderful about this book is that it was written by a professor named Frederick Wilson, who taught geometry at Princeton University in New Jersey. So perhaps, just maybe, this is the school where it all began. As an expert on descriptive geometry and technical drawing, Wilson might have taught his students this neat trick of how to draw a symmetrical S. I suppose we may never know. Regardless, the existence of this illustration makes the Universal S well over a century old. And presuming, of course, that you accept this slightly rounded version as a distant ancestor of the more angular version we see today. While it may seem strange for a symbol like this to be globally recognized long before the internet, it's really not. There are numerous pre-internet symbols with unknown origins which have as much of a global reach as the universal S. The Sator Square and Kilroy are but two examples. If anything, this symbol exemplifies the phenomenon for which Richard Dawkins coined the term meme back in 1976. An idea or behavior transmitted from person to person, in this case through writing and...
I know what a meme is. Okay. Good video. I'm ready to move on to the next video, which is the densest city on Earth. We're gonna go watch that.
What you are looking at is considered the most densely populated place that ever existed. On an area of just 6.5 acres, or 4 football fields, dozens of individual buildings have merged into one solid organism that houses shops, restaurants, churches, private homes, and virtually everything that makes a city. While the outside-facing apartments get to enjoy sunlight, a vast majority are located within this block, full of dark pathways. It is a giant urban maze that attracted all kinds of people with reasons to hide. This is Kowloon Walled City. To understand just how incredibly closely packed people lived here, let's compare this city with other places. Take the East Village in New York City, located in Lower Manhattan. There's a small park in the center, but other than that, it is a pretty dense neighborhood with historic row houses and more recent large apartment buildings. Based on the 2010 US Census, just over 44,000 people live here. That results in a population density significantly higher than for all of New York City, and New York is the most densely populated city in the United States. By all means, this is a dense place. But let's compare it to Kowloon Walled City.
This video game.
In 1987, a survey estimated that 33,000 people live here.
That looks pretty
The density is simply astounding. And in reality, the number might have been even bigger, with some estimates going up to 50,000 people.
This map is so like,
perhaps the strangest thing about Kowloon Walled City, however, is just how abruptly it ends. While everything is crammed into this tight block of buildings, behind the sharp walls of the city, there are relatively spaced out buildings, and even a park with sports fields. So why was everything crammed into this small block? The answer is that Kowloon Walled City wasn't part of the rest of Hong Kong, but had its own legal status. The walled city began as nothing more than a small Chinese military outpost, stationing about 10 guards. It really started to take shape more than a century later, when the outpost was expanded by the construction of a larger fort. At the same time, the nearby harbor of Canton began to gain importance. Chinese tea was a hot commodity for British traders, who purchased it in staggering volumes, allowing this region to prosper. However, the trade relationship was notably unbalanced. While the British bought large quantities of tea, the Chinese had little need for goods from Europe. To improve this trade balance, the British began to illegally import opium from India to China. This scheme proved effective, with the widespread consumption of the drug escalating rapidly. This led to an addiction epidemic, which wreaked havoc on the Chinese economy. Recognizing this crisis, the imperial government took decisive action to halt the opium trade, but this move led to a heated conflict, which would later be known as the First Opium War between Great Britain and the Chinese Empire. Britain won the war and subsequently occupied Hong Kong in 1841. The walled city was not affected, as it was located on the island nearby, and as a result of this loss, The Chinese Empire decided to reinforce the fort in Kowloon by building large walls around it, giving the area its lasting name, Kowloon Walled City. At the heart of this fortress, they built a yamen, which is the main office from which this outpost is administered. The tensions between China and Britain continued on, ultimately leading to the Second Opium War in 1860. As a result, the Kowloon Peninsula too fell into British hands. And the final boundary negotiation took place in 1898, resulting in a 99-year lease of the new territories to Britain. This is, in short...
I'm no longer interested in this one. I want to watch...
Sick of all the ads?
Oh my god.
Like this one? Just head to adskiller.com, click on Activate Now, add AdsKiller.
Hold on. Let's not do it like this. Let's do it like that. And then that.
On May 27, 2023, the Dolphin Emulator Foundation announced that the Steam release for their Dolphin emulator would be indefinitely postponed. The reason cited for this postponement, as per the Dolphin website, was this: we, meaning Dolphin, were notified by Valve that Nintendo has issued a cease and desist, citing the DMCA against Dolphin's Steam page, and have removed Dolphin from Steam until the matter is settled. On the surface, the matter appears straightforward. Dolphin is making something that Nintendo doesn't like, an emulator, and Dolphin wants Valve to distribute their emulator via Valve's distribution platform, Steam. Nintendo, in response, issues a cease and desist pursuant to the Digital Millennium Copyright Act to take down the emulator, and Valve complies. However, despite how straightforward this may all seem, the reality is complicated. Let me take you on a journey, a magical journey of corporate law, intellectual property law, business ethics, and corporate governance. I'm sure that sounds miserable, but I think you'll be surprised by what you learn. By the end of the video, I hope to leave you both with a comprehensive understanding of the legality of emulation and some insight into the careful ways that large companies in the gaming space
is my favorite Nintendo console.
But first, a word from our returning sponsor, Brilliant.
Nintendo
like any
is
good
kind
lawyer,
of
I have a love-hate
anti-consumer.
relationship
They have
with
a trend of
productivity.
being
I love how being
annoying.
productive makes me feel, but I hate how exhausting it can be to always grind for productivity.
A lot of these games, like,
Brilliant
you
is
can't
great for
play
me
without
because it
an
combines the most
Nintendo doesn't
productive
really give you an
self-enriching
official way
activity
to
of
buy
all,
them.
learning, with bite-sized interactive lessons that are fun and low pressure. Brilliant teaches you complicated topics like math, programming, data analysis, and development has been slow but very steady, and at present, the Dolphin emulator is arguably more capable than the original consoles it emulates. For example, the GameCube and Wii consoles only support up to a 480p resolution. Dolphin, however, like most emulators, allows for arbitrary resolution, and as such, if higher resolution textures are modded into a game, you can play games originally designed for 480p in whatever resolution you'd like. Dolphin also supports spatial anti-aliasing, anisotropic filtering, and a host of other neat features. Despite its complexity, however, the Dolphin emulator is completely free to download and use. The Dolphin emulator project is completely open source and has over 200 contributors as per Dolphin's own FAQ. Dolphin's internal analytics showed that it had over 50,000 users in 2017. That number is likely substantially higher as of 2023, at a zero.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Now, Mooney, I can hear you ask, can Dolphin just take Nintendo consoles, remake them, and then release them for free? Isn't that illegal? Well, I'm glad you asked. You always ask the best questions, you know? Let's talk very not so briefly then about the legality of emulation. You might be surprised to hear this, but the law around emulation is not nearly as settled as you might think. If you enjoy using emulators or are plugged into the dialogue around emulation, you might have heard that emulators are illegal. I might have even said as much in another video. And a quick search online seems to confirm that. Every non-lawyer source states in their articles on emulation that emulators, the console mimics, are legal, but ROMs, the game mimics, are not. Let me ask you though, what are emulators legal pursuant to? In other words, it's great that everyone believes that emulators are legal, but why are they legal? What is the basis for their legality?
Oh, it's so nice.
Well, there's no act of Congress protecting emulation. There is no Supreme Court ruling protecting emulation. and we've seen how even Supreme Court rulings aren't exactly ironclad protection. No, emulation is protected by a single precedential ruling in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals that is now over 20 years old, a ruling that merely interprets a narrow clause in the DMCA. Sony Computer Entertainment Incorporated versus Connectix Corp.
Okay, did not see that.
Connectix Corporation was a software and hardware company, notable for developing Virtual, a hardware device that introduced virtual memory to Mac OS many years before Apple itself would do so.
I guess we're in a
In
dangerous
July of
area.
1998, Connectix began development of the Virtual Game Station, a PlayStation emulator for Macintosh consoles. To create this Virtual Game Station, Connectix reverse engineered the PlayStation's BIOS firmware, commercially releasing their emulator in January of 1999. In response to the emulator's release, Sony filed a complaint alleging that Connectix had violated Sony's intellectual property rights, including but not limited to copyright infringement. The lower court, the district court, initially held in favor of Sony, awarding Sony an injunction that blocked Connectix from copying or using Sony BIOS code to develop their emulator, and from selling the emulators they had developed. Connectix appealed the ruling, however, and the Ninth Circuit ruled 3-0 in favor of Connectix, a great result for
I think
emulation.
it's funny that
sure.
there's
But
Ace
here's the
Attorney
kicker.
gameplay in
The
the
scope
background.
of the ruling was pretty narrow. Here's what the Ninth Circuit ruled, and take note of this, as this is arguably the strongest legal framework we have to support the legality of emulation. In other words, this is it, the court's argument in consideration of each of the elements of fair use. Number 1. The nature of the copyrighted work. How much copyright protection does PlayStation actually have? Well, PlayStation firmware, and thus we can assume other console firmware, falls under a lesser degree of copyright protection that allows for examination and use of the examined code.
Okay, I got a vehicle hit
You
for
can
it.
look behind the curtain, see how the
Didn't
PlayStation
destroy
is put
the
together
vehicle.
code-wise, and copy parts of
I
it,
have to
but not the
die
whole
and
thing,
retry
to make
with
something
different
of
minds.
your own. Number 2,
Good
the
thing I
amount and
died.
substantiality of the portion used.
Unless
How
my
much and
teammate
how often
has
did
me.
Connectix use infringing copyrighted materials? Well,
they
pursuant
probably
to
don't.
number 1, the answer is none. PlayStation has a lesser degree of copyright protection, thus the code pulled from
Oh, no, they
examination
don't
of the
have
console and used is not infringing. As such, the final product contains no copyrighted infringing material. Number 3, the purpose and character of the use. What was the copyrighted material used for? Well, if the court already says that your console has a lesser degree of copyright protection, and that as such there is no infringement,
Looks
the best
like
argument you can make
anti-personnel's
here is that
best.
Connectix infringed upon your copyright by making intermediate copies that were infringing while working on the
Might be an
non-infringing emulator.
engineer
The
exclusive.
court held that making said intermediate copies prevented wasted effort, which is one of the very purposes of fair use. In other words, nothing was wrong here either. And finally, number 4, the effect of the use upon the potential market. How badly does this emulator affect
Anti-vehicle
Sony's
grenade.
business and/or the market at large? Well, the court found that since the Virtual
it's a
Game
grenade.
Station emulator allows for
Support?
PlayStation
Does
games to be played on the
support have
back,
one?
the competition presented by Connectix is legitimate. In other words, although Sony seeks control over the market for devices that play games Sony produces for
Nothing.
licenses, the copyright law, and I quote, does not confer such a monopoly. And if you
Try
recall
the
the state of the
anti-vehicle
video,
one.
you might remember what aspect of intellectual property does confer such a monopoly. The answer to which is patents. We'll get to that later.
Let's have the rocket
The court also
launcher.
touched briefly on a trademark issue in this case,
why
noting
is
that the
this
Virtual
on
Game Machine trademark
Guess I
did
didn't-
not substantially dilute the PlayStation trademark. So that was a
Oh, it's
pretty
the
dense
grenade.
discussion. Let's break that down into its simplest terms. This ruling allows you to reverse engineer a console to make an emulator. It allows you to use, but not completely copy, copyrighted BIOS software in the
It's
process.
just a grenade.
And this ruling allows you to sell that emulator without infringing
Oh, I got a vehicle
on
hit.
trademark. Now, a few of you in the audience might have been quite confused when I cited to Sony v. Connectix as the single foundation for emulator law, as there is a lot of mistaken understanding that emulation protections actually derive from a different Ninth Circuit decision in Sony versus Bleem LLC. Bleem is somewhat famous, after all, for winning an emulation lawsuit versus Sony, isn't it? Well, that lawsuit really didn't touch very much on the legality of emulation itself, even though emulators were implicated. And the Bleem
Okay.
case cites directly
That
to
tank-
Connectix, stating, and I quote,
tank
"We
got
have
me good.
already ruled that the emulator
I think
is
I'm gonna
not
play
a
engineer to
violation of
counterpick the tank.
See Connectix." So what happened? Well, in 1999, Bleem LLC developed an emulator that made it possible to play PlayStation games on a standard PC. To advertise the difference between the Bleem emulator and the PlayStation, Bleem utilized screenshots to advertise the same scene displayed on a PlayStation, hooked up to a TV, and the Bleem emulator on the PC. The PC emulator, not unlike Dolphin and the GameCube, was able to run the PlayStation game at a higher resolution, thus allowing for a much more impressive screenshot. The side-by-side comparison was then used in advertising. Sony sued Bleem over the use of the screenshots, not over the creation of the emulator, and the Ninth Circuit would find that Bleem's use of screenshots was fair use. However, where this case gets interesting isn't in the legal precedent that it sets, but in the social
freaked out.
The outcome of the lawsuit is not the only way to hurt a party using the law. Bleem,
let's skip around a little bit.
And on May 27th, 2023, this interaction comes to light. Dolphin updates its website blog stating that Dolphin's release on Steam has been indefinitely postponed. Dolphin's team further states that they were notified by Valve that Nintendo has issued a cease and desist, citing the DMCA against Dolphin's Steam page, and that they removed Dolphin from Steam until the matter is settled. The team continued by stating that they are investigating their options and will have a more in-depth response in the near future. The wording of this blog post immediately raised a lot of conjecture. Did Nintendo go so far as to issue a DMCA takedown to Valve? Is Valve cooperating with Dolphin to quote-unquote investigate their options and formulate a response? There was some enthusiasm in the discourse. Would Valve and Lord Gaben wage war on Nintendo for the good of the people over this emulator debacle?
That'd be pretty cool.
Well, on or about May 28th, 2023, PC Gamer claimed to have seen the legal notice received by Valve's legal department, and immediately they brought some interesting things to light. First, the letter was, in fact, more in line with a cease and desist and not a formal DMCA takedown. And second, we learned from PC Gamer's reporting that Valve itself was the one who brought Dolphin's Steam release to Nintendo's attention. But why should we rely on PC Gamer's reporting, as good as it is? As friends of a lawyer, you get inside access, so please find in the description a full link to the letter. Let's break it down together. Dear Valve Legal Department, I am an attorney with the law firm Jenner & Block LLP, etc. Thank you for bringing the announced offering of the Dolphin emulator on Valve's Steam store to Nintendo's attention. So within that first paragraph, we can corroborate PC Gamer's reporting. It was Valve who rang the alarm bell and brought Dolphin's attempt to publish its emulator to Nintendo's direct attention, clear as day. Let us continue. The Dolphin emulator is a piece of software that emulates games designed exclusively for Nintendo consoles, so the games can be played on other platforms such as Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, such as the Valve Steam Deck. So we can see here that Nintendo was directly concerned with the emulator making its way to the Steam Deck via Steam. Now the hacky types among you may already know that it is not terribly difficult to install an emulator onto a Linux-based device like a Steam Deck. But Nintendo's concern isn't you hacky types. It's giving access to this emulator to the general public, which we can now see more clearly. Moving on, the developers of the emulator have put up a coming soon page on the Steam store with a stated plan to ship the software in Q2 2023. As set forth below, and pay attention to this part very carefully, the Dolphin emulator violates Nintendo's intellectual property rights, including but not limited to its rights under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, anti-circumvention and anti-trafficking provisions, 17 U.S.C. Section 1201. We provide this notice to you of your obligation to remove the offering of the Dolphin emulator from the Steam store. So there it is. Nintendo claims that Dolphin violates Nintendo's rights pursuant to the DMCA. You may remember 17 U.S.C. Section 1201 from our discussion just now of the Connectix case, which touched specifically upon the topic of reverse engineering pursuant to 17 U.S.C. Section 1201F. Nintendo is claiming a broader scope of intellectual property violation that rests upon law which isn't very settled. Reverse engineering is legal as per Connectix, but how legal is distribution of an emulator? Well, that isn't as settled. It's also not Nintendo's chief argument, and we can see in the very next paragraph what Nintendo really intends to argue. And I quote, "The Dolphin emulator is designed solely to play Wii and Nintendo GameCube games. Nintendo owns or exclusively controls copyrights in Wii and Nintendo GameCube games and authorizes third-party licensees who develop thousands more. Nintendo authorizes these games to be played solely on their native consoles. To protect Nintendo and its third-party licensees' copyrighted works, Nintendo places certain technological measures on its consoles and games. These include, among others, encryption on Wii and Nintendo GameCube consoles and games that effectively protected against access to and copying of the copyrighted games, and inherently the ability to play those games on an unauthorized console." And so this is very interesting. Nintendo is arguing not that the act of making or reverse engineering an emulator is illegal in their interpretation as per Connectics and 1201F. Nintendo is arguing that Dolphin's behavior is a violation of 1201A, violations regarding circumvention of technological measures. We've seen this kind of language before in the Sega video, when we discussed Sega vs. Accolade, how Sega was the first company to fire a broad shot across the bow of emulation but missed, and in the Nintendo Point Pro video, where we specifically discussed circumvention of technological measures with regards to mods. Sega vs. Accolade is the progenitor, the precedent upon which the Connectics case and large parts of the DMCA are built upon, but it's also case law from 1992, and technology has changed very substantially since then. Let's continue with a letter. Wii and Nintendo GameCube files, or ROMs, are encrypted using proprietary cryptographic keys. The Dolphin emulator operates by incorporating these cryptographic keys without Nintendo's authorization and decrypting the ROMs at or immediately before runtime. Thus, use of the Dolphin emulator unlawfully circumvents a technological measure that effectively controls access to a work protected under the copyright 17 USC section 1201A1. So it is just as we predicted. The argument is in fact pursuant to 1201A, which avoids the emulation as legal arguments that emerge from Connectics and 1201F. And the specific issue at hand involves the use of cryptographic keys. In Sega vs. Accolade, Accolade prevailed over Sega in a similar situation. Accolade was reverse engineering Sega cartridges to get around Sega's licensing fees, and Sega didn't like that. Sega implemented a code-based security system known as the TMSS. Accolade was able to reverse engineer them. Number 3, that Nintendo issued a cease and desist and not a formal takedown. Number 4, that Nintendo
that looks interesting.
Nintendo requests that only request so. Number 2, that the protections that emulators do have are largely limited to reverse engineering. Number 3, that Nintendo issued a cease and desist and not a formal takedown. Number 4, that Nintendo's reasoning behind the cease and desist is designed to not be snared by the reverse engineering protections. Is operating in that legal gray area for emulation and has a strong chance of succeeding. And number 5, that Nintendo is making preparations for a potential litigation in some manner. So we've talked about emulators in Dolphin, and we've talked about Nintendo.
Done with this map.
But there's still one party here whose motives we haven't discussed yet. And that party is Valve.
She's okay.
Why are you watching Meet the Pyro?
I'm not watching Meet the Pyro. I'm watching why emulators are legal.
Valve is
Dolphin
a pretty
versus
unique
Nintendo.
Whereas Nintendo and Sega and Sony are publicly traded companies, and thus accountable to shareholders, Valve is not. Valve is privately owned, meaning that you cannot freely buy and sell shares of Valve. In fact, it's widely speculated that greater than 50% of the company is owned by a single person, Gabe Newell. I say speculated because we don't actually know. And we don't actually know because Valve is private. But Valve isn't that special, like I hear some of you say. Isn't Epic Games also privately owned and running their own digital distribution platform? Well, yes, Epic isn't publicly traded, and Tim Sweeney allegedly owns greater than 50% of Epic. But unlike Valve, which we speculate is largely owned by its employees, Epic is accountable to outside investors. Epic has gone through at least 12 rounds of funding, raising $6.4 billion in capital from investors like Sony, who owns 5% of the company. And 40% of Epic is also owned by Tencent. So yes, Valve is quite unique in terms of its corporate ownership, but is it also unique in how it does business? In other words, if Valve is majority owned by Gabe Newell, is not accountable to big investors like Tencent, and Gabe Newell has a generally consumer-friendly mentality, can we count on Valve to act in consumer-friendly ways, or even take up the emulation banner and bring the fight to Nintendo as was anticipated by certain commenters? The answer, as we saw in Nintendo's letter, is an unequivocal no. But why? It makes sense for Valve to support Dolphin, doesn't it? Valve surely has a lot to gain from having emulators readily accessible on the Steam Deck, or for use on PCs via Steam. And emulators ostensibly hurt Valve's competitors. If you're playing a game using an emulator via Steam, you aren't playing a game on your Nintendo Switch. Why did Valve ring the alarm bell for Nintendo if it doesn't appear to have anything to gain?
Do you see that guy?
Let's see what Valve itself has to say with regards to the questions above. On or about June 1st, 2023, Valve issued a statement to The Verge, stating the following.
You want to do a drone?
We don't want to ship an application we know could be taken down because that can be destructive to Steam users. Given Nintendo's history of taking action against some emulators, we brought this to their attention proactively after the Dolphin team announced it was coming soon to Steam. Based on the letter that we received, Nintendo and the Dolphin team have a clear legal dispute between them, and Valve can't sit in judgment. Let's look at that last sentence again. Valve sees that Nintendo and Dolphin have a legal dispute, and Valve doesn't want to sit in judgment. It wants to be neutral. But Valve has already sat in judgment, right? By number 1, contacting Nintendo, and number 2, taking down Dolphin in compliance with the cease and desist that it all but requested. What this letter teaches us is that when push comes to shove, Valve will not side with emulation. And if you understand why, it makes complete sense. The reasons why are tied to business ethics and corporate governance. Valve might be Gabe and Gabe might be Valve, but you only get to be a multi-billion-dollar corporation like Valve by making multi-billion-dollar corporation-like decisions. Let me rephrase that. When a corporation is formed, the core, the heart of the corporation is its business purpose. If you own a small indie game developer, your business purpose might be make the best video games ever. But as a corporation grows, inevitably, the business purpose of the corporation will shift to profit maximization. This can sometimes be avoided by smaller corporations, but even with very idealistic leadership, a corporation has certain obligations. Obligations to its clients or consumers. Obligations to its employees. Obligations to its suppliers or its distributors.
I need a new video. I need a new video, like what the hell? Oh my god, model is going crazy. I want to watch more Pants Hat. No, I don't want to watch more Pants Hat.
On May 20.
There's only 7 people on the other team. You want to join that team and try to win?
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro calls out Hassan.
Anyway,
That's crazy.
I find it really funny, but I also find this kind of sad. Ben Shapiro is upset at me after all of my many years of yelling at Ben Shapiro and Ben Shapiro only covering me whenever like the Hogwarts controversy happened or because I bought a house or whatever.
I'm on top of this building.
I finally got Ben Shapiro to notice me and respond to me, but in the saddest way possible, implying or at least proving to me that I've said way worse shit to him throughout this time frame. This is the first time he's replied. It must have struck a chord because I didn't even add him. I said, I saw Barbie last night. I don't get what Ben Shapiro could be mad about other than the fact that he failed as a screenwriter and now everything offends him. To which he replied, I used small words for you, just for you though. I feel like I have broken him. This was done at 5 a.m. or 8 a.m. his time.
Oh, Ben Shapiro basically
almost 24 hours later. So I'm going to say, do you not care if Ben hates or likes you? Wait, what? It's weird.
I just heard Ben got mad at the movie being inappropriate for children. It's a PG-13 movie, and he also didn't understand the movie. So his critique probably sucks ass. I can't wait to see the movie though. I have to watch.
I was thinking we watched that video.
Both of them. Barbie and Oppenheimer. I have to watch both.
That is like very real, and I think that does make him very upset. It seems. Do we have a screenshot? Does anyone have a screenshot for me to post right here of all of the fucking Daily Wire?
A lot of guys.
Daily Wire.
There's like a lot of guys there.
Movie sales. Because it's like really bad. I think it's like $700,000 total or something. Oh, here it is. I know why that's $800, by the way. It's still funny to make fun of them for it, but that's because they didn't actually release
Ben Shapiro's comeback here was so weak. Like he was just like, I use small words for you. Like,
yeah, because this is the one thing that he's like legitimately upset about. Now it's time for the double ratio. There's gonna be a hate train way, brother. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, no, don't revive me. Don't revive me.
Yeah, I know why this is $800.
Taking my pants off.
The reason
I don't want to have
pants. They never actually released it in the theaters.
Your weights.
they released it at one theater for friends and family. That's why it grossed $800. I know. I looked into it.
Holy shit.
The other.
Oh my
The
god.
other movies have also been failures.
I spawned up
Overall,
here.
The Daily Wire has only brought in
This is a horrible spot.
$1,000 total from 3.
You really want to see Barbenheimer? Yeah, me too. Like, holy shit, I want to get in on this. Everyone's doing this.
Two people left our team since we
Coming to
joined.
YouTube on the 29th of
Look,
July.
just press tab. Just look how sad the server is.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
He's still trying to. Oh my god, that's Johnny
fuck.
Harris. Oh
That's
my
not
god, he
good.
stole Johnny Harris's flow.
Damn it.
Bro, Johnny Harris needs to sue him.
Stupid. Wow, he's trying really hard to be cool.
Oh my god. If I'm Johnny Harris, I'm losing my mind at this, okay? That's actually fucked up. God, he's so fucking lame. He's like, this whole, like, I'm destroying you with facts and logic shit fell out of favor so quickly. It fell out of favor so fucking quick because, especially because, like, so much of the nonsense that they're advocating for is quite literally devoid of facts and absolutely dependent on their own personal feelings on the matter. So he probably demanded his editing team to steal it too. Yeah, people used to think Ben Shapiro was a genius back in 2014, 2015 until he posted more. Yeah, a lot of, dude, the New York Times did a write-up of the IDW, if you remember. Barry Weiss is like, incredible.
I'm
article
sad most
calling
people in my
it
generation
an
think that the Daily
intellectual
Wire is
gladiator
stupid.
for the right.
It's sad that a lot of people in older generations think that it's like
Yeah, I'm telling
amazing.
you, the total revenue that they've grossed for all of the
Holy
Daily Wire
shit.
productions
That didn't
totals
hit.
around $701,000. New TikTok Zoomer style is so sad to watch. You hate to see it. Yeah, even my fucking normie
Holy
friends
shit.
have been telling me, like, they find it really weird that Ben Shapiro, they find it real suspicious that Ben Shapiro
Holy
like,
shit, there's so many guys at this
and
building.
Is, like, trying
Oh
to be more
my
appealing
God.
to be more appealing to Zoomers.
You got the
and
scar?
that's why he's wearing like the denim jacket.
Oh,
and
then
stuff
I might
like
have
that.
it. Is it on
the
Assault?
thing is,
Yeah.
like,
It's on Medic.
This
It's on
doesn't
Medic?
work
It's on-
if you're
it's
Ben
just a
Shapiro.
primary.
You know what I mean?
That's right there.
Oh, the scar,
If
yeah.
you've
I
built
do
an
have it.
entire
Let me try it.
career off of being, if you've built an entire career off of being like the suit wearing guy online, and your entire personality is like wearing a suit and being really, really serious.
You're not
about
really into
things that are
movies
not supposed to be
anymore?
serious. If you're caught
That's sad.
saying wet ass P word, for example.
Man, a lot of movies are
okay?
like
You
kind of
can't do
shitty,
the,
but
I'm actually a cool guy in this. Like, I'm a cool guy that's appealing to the
Oh,
younger
yeah.
audiences. Like, you can't do this.
oh
Even
yeah, I
can't
just got a
follow you.
triple. I just got a triple.
And I'm
Wow.
32. And I
I'm
haven't
coming.
had the Ben Shapiro
good gun. Alright.
style.
A good gun, like,
Daily Wire, they gain a size
holy
body,
shit.
16 Gamergate millennials.
Yummy,
and
yummy,
continue
yummy.
to grow. Yes, every political commentator is going through that same phase at the moment, myself included. Zoomers are not exactly interested unless it's like some esoteric Nazi shit or some
This
like
is enemy
crunchy
territory.
granola spiritual
Oh my
shit.
God.
Hey,
Most Zoomers
get
are
your-
just like, I don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
this
yeah,
politics
that's right.
shit. This
That's
sucks.
right. That's
We all
right.
did our part. We threw up the black
Sit
fist
down.
during the Black Lives Matter
Where the
protest,
fuck are
and
we
that never
supposed
went
to go?
anywhere.
I'm going to
so
A.
I am no longer interested in this stuff. Does anyone
Fuck,
have
everywhere
that
is enemy
antiquated
territory.
video
I'm
of
going to
Ben
A.
Shapiro talking about
Everywhere
his
is enemy
failed
territory.
It's not enemy territory over here.
on public access television? I found a
Everywhere.
Majority Report clip. But
not
I
enemy
wanna-
territory
I wanna
over
be
here.
It's this clip, chatter. It's this. This is what we're looking for. But I want to watch the full one, uninterrupted, with Sam's ahs and pauses. Also, R.I.P. Michael Brooks. Oh, there it is. Ben Shapiro.
You got a
primetime
headshot.
propaganda.
It's tap.
This is a very unique way to understand
He's coming up the
what
stairs.
Ben
He's
Shapiro's
coming up the
inception
stairs.
is and why he feels the
God.
things he feels, specifically resentment towards Hollywood. Because remember, Ben Shapiro grew up in California. No matter how much he tries to LARP his way out of that, he grew up in
Yeah,
California.
he's in Texas now, Ben
his
Shapiro.
father was a musician. He's a classically trained musician himself. And he always wanted to be a part of Hollywood. This is his villain
literally
origin
gonna just
story.
be us
This is the book he
soon
wrote
on the
about
scene,
Hollywood after
think we should
Hollywood
put- what the
rejected his
fuck, did you
script.
throw that?
Reminder
Yeah, I
that Ben
threw that.
Shapiro's weird vendetta against Hollywood began when he was
Alright.
denied a writing job on The Good Wife. Shapiro, an aspiring scriptwriter, said He has direct experience. He was close to getting in the door with CPS.
I don't even know.
Then got a cold shoulder. He had no idea why until his agent told him. Another agent at his firm Googled him.
Where are we going? What's the problem with this map? Like,
welcome to Connie Martin.
We're going nowhere. This is our spawn.
You watch a TV
oh,
show.
well, I found a guy and then I got killed.
But afterwards, do you think about what maybe was said or what you've been really recommended to believe? My guest today, Ben Shapiro, has written Primetime Propaganda, the true Hollywood story of how the left has
dude, this is Ben Shapiro exposed right here.
Took over your TV, and it's published by Harper.
Is she just like roasting him?
Ben.
Thanks so much for having me.
And I guess one has to think about things we've laughed at.
He's on a show.
You seem to pinpoint the authors of those shows as being liberal Jews.
Well, not all of them.
Ben Shapiro, you called everyone you don't like liberal Jews.
Of course, a lot of Jews in Hollywood, but that's because there are a lot of Jews at the top of any industry. You guys have to be very hardworking.
No.
Right.
It isn't just that. They have a point of view that can be considered
to the right
and humorous.
That's true. I mean,
there's a bad call.
Jewish humor, and that's been true since the beginning.
Yeah.
Go back to your show, everybody now right
to the right, and he was behind me.
And that's
I was just watching your screen. You just didn't look to the right.
He was behind. I just didn't look to the right enough.
I marked it.
And by the way,
I middle clicked it. Just look for the mark. Make it bigger.
Right off the jump.
Oh yeah,
this is a contentious interview. Okay, right off the fucking rip, Connie Martinson's got
she is digging into him.
She's got some words for Ben. Okay.
Holy fuck, this gun is great.
She has got some words for Benny Boy. From the jump, came in hot. Okay.
Is that the people who write TV are incredibly talented. That they have a political agenda, but they're very talented.
Well, let me say, I've yet to know of too many conservatives, which is where you put yourself, who are funny. I mean, it has to do with a humor
being a conservative in like art and media and stuff is just like it's just like the wrong thing to do. Like, you just shouldn't do that.
I mean, okay, Ann Coulter for conservatives is funny. Okay, for liberals, she's not funny. Bill Maher for liberals, hilarious. For conservatives, not funny.
Oh, look how
I'm trying to get in there. Holy shit.
They're just throwing grenades. I don't know where they are.
They're around. They've killed me. They were like over. There's like one over there. Yeah. They're like.
Yeah, and no, even back.
They're like gonna kill me in like 10 seconds.
The idea that conservatism is inherently unfunny
changing sides
is not true. It's the conservatives have abandoned the playing field of humor and narrative. I'll agree with you there.
Right.
Is the sight better or is the iron sight better?
That doesn't mean that there's not.
No.
I kind of like the iron sight on this gun.
Conservatism, I think, is inherently not funny. It's not.
I think I'm gonna stay with the iron sight
because there's really nothing funny about like humor.
I just always find it easier
is
when
supposed to
there's
point
shit
out
in
the
the middle of my
ridiculousness
screen, like
of our existence, but it's inherently degenerate. And if you're a conservative, your
humor
job
is inherently degenerate.
Your job is to basically go back to prior norms. Like you fear change.
Yeah, the server kind of sucked.
I want to join one with people in
now,
it.
I think
wanna,
in modern
like
day, a lot of liberals have gotten a very conservative attitude
we can,
towards humor.
We're going to be fine.
Which is kind of bastardized the realm of comedy a little bit.
Full match real quick.
Conservatives are funny unintentionally. They're not funny deliberately.
Oh, join your party?
Conservatives are fucking hilarious. They're even funnier than liberals. And liberals can be funny as well, but conservatives are extra funny. But just they're not when they're trying to be funny.
That's true. Conservatives are funny when they're trying to be funny. Or when they're not trying to be funny. I messed it up. I couldn't even repeat what Hassan said.
Was it sitcom? Was it drama?
It was more of a dramedy. It was based on Harvard Law School. It was a dramedy. I've written a couple comedies, kind of hour-long dramedies for spec script.
And have they been bought?
Ben Shapiro has written comedies?
There are a couple reasons for that. One is that it's hard to sell anything in this town.
Yeah, thank you.
Period. Regardless of political viewpoint. And the other is that You know, and especially
I mean, it's
breakout
looking
series
pretty
right
cool.
from the get-go.
I mean, I can't even
Start
join.
spec script. You start as a baby writer.
That's something. That's a lobby.
Wait, why does it say
I want to
servers
read
full?
Ben Shapiro's comments. The server's full. That makes no sense.
And all of that. You know, like
That
everything
makes
else in
no
Hollywood,
sense.
development, and then they kind of get sidetracked. They go sideways for a while. So.
Well, do you think the book will help?
Server is full.
That wasn't behind the book.
Are you
but
serious?
He knew what was going on with the book. It was not a hit job on Leonard Goldberg. I
Joe
treat very well
Biden.
in the book. In fact, most of the people in the book I treat very well.
Oh,
I talk about how talented and brilliant they are. I talk about
They're talking about Joe Biden.
which they are. And that's not a bad thing. I just point out that, look, I'm a legal
You'll
realist.
probably
I'm
get
a lawyer. I'm a
it
ton of
in
law.
soon. I
In
don't
law,
know.
yeah, there's
like,
a,
it's not
an idea
full.
that was promulgated by the left in the 1960s
join.
called legal realism.
It's clearly not full.
It's the
It's
idea
clearly
that
not
politics
full.
are going to come out in your interpretation of law. That is the
Oh,
same.
oh, you're joining. There we go.
Your politics are going to come out in your creation
So
and
hot
interpretation
here.
of law. And that's one of the points of the book. The people who I'm talking to are bad people. A lot of them are not. Some of them are not even doing it purposely. Some of them are doing it purposely. But it's coming out in their work. And the one thing above all that Hollywood does right now that is
It
utterly
like picks
despicable
up.
is
Your
that they
mouse
keep
picks
people
up.
who are not of their political
My
ilk
mouse picks
out
up.
of the business.
Things pick up, I
Period.
think.
Story. I have them on tape
Probably.
admitting this. I have high-ranking
Alright,
members
well,
of,
if it-
you know,
it
the
It's
sounds-
fucking
DGA,
hot in
high-ranking
here.
It sounds bad. I could turn it down by one and then
I have
suffer.
high-ranking members of the DGA. I have people talking about this openly and recognizing that it occurs.
I find it a little hard to believe because,
Holy fuck.
well, I'd like to see the tape, only because my husband, who's a conservative, was
That's
a very
me.
famous
It's my dead
director
body.
at a certain point. And I just tried it, being a Democrat or Republican or whatever. Very weird.
Every time you get me, we die.
Just get gunned down.
Maybe you should just avoid me.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
I
should
think
just
that
avoid
it comes into the conversation mainly in terms of if it's made part of the conversation, it becomes a problem. There is no every major conservative that I know of, and I know virtually all of them in Hollywood.
I had a marked.
Or at least they weren't openly conservative, or they're still not socially conservative.
Do me a favor.
They're all dead.
Explain to me, what is a liberal?
Where
Okay,
is
liberal is somebody
anyone?
who believes on social
Like,
policy.
I hate this map. Hold on.
Oh, it's this giant ass.
Oh, it's this big one again. Yeah. Hold on.
Government on domestic policy side. They believe the
You know what
government
to do. You know what to do.
distribute wealth.
You want to get like closer to
rectify
something
the
first?
inequalities of everyday life.
Okay.
And they believe
Right, but
that,
I guess let's
on
go to
foreign
E.
policy, for the most part, we should attempt to solve things.
Can I play
through
spawns? How do you play
diplomacy,
spawns?
Not only as a first measure.
It's like a build menu thing.
Agree
Alright.
on a diplomatic means of solving the problem. We should hardly ever commit to military. So and I think that's a relatively
Yeah, that's the thing.
We don't have enough, whatever.
conservative would be almost the opposite, right? With regard to abortion and gay marriage, anti-abortion, anti-gay marriage.
All right.
Much more.
All right. We got the C4
acting out of traditional
obscuring some of my. All right.
with
They're out
regards
there.
to
They're out
Alright,
there.
well, that was fast.
This is really
They're
funny
here.
to me, I think.
They're
I mean,
here?
this is
They're
frustrating.
here. Like,
Oh, yeah,
over
look at
this
the guy on
thing.
the building. Oh my god.
Consider hilarious.
Alright,
You know
well,
what I
I'm
mean?
just gonna go over here. Oh wait, I'm
Like,
dramatic. There's a guy
overall,
here.
just,
There's a guy here. There's a guy here.
really funny aspects of I mean, he's really making a good argument as to why conservatives are fucking laugh out loud hilarious.
Stop running from me. Why are you running in? Alright, I respect it. You know what? Let's go. Alright,
I almost got him. I just missed it barely.
I was gonna heal you. You just kept running from me.
I'm sorry.
Don't be
I was
sorry.
being brain dead.
Around the world.
Around the world.
Alright, here's what's gonna happen.
There are those who will disagree.
Are these enemy mines that we keep spawning next to?
Yeah. Like, what the hell? Why are there enemy mines in our spawn?
He's not wrong about the overpopulation not being a
I
problem.
had to get rid of
I
them.
do know, having talked with some of the ultra-conservatives.
You're fine, bro.
They are very conservative.
Hey, I think there's a guy over in the horizon.
But they don't care about
Looks like there was.
I got an assist.
You're dead? I got you.
I got an assist.
Oh my god, the curse.
Separate issues to me.
It is a curse. Like, it really is.
Our babies, and, and also be for less government intervention in education. We're spending a ton of money on education. Our education has been consistently worse every year for the last 50. So the correlation between government spending and better levels of education is completely
Well, I was thinking in terms of
gotta, like,
free food, lunch
wait.
for kids who don't have
Alright.
food at home.
Alright,
Anyway,
hopefully we get a
let's
really
back
big,
to
juicy
television
explosion.
Another wait, did he say
Oh, yeah.
fetus and then
Oh,
correct
yeah.
himself again? Or did he say
Get
fetus and then
yeah,
correct himself?
yeah, we're getting those two. We're getting we're getting those two.
Oh, you got one. We got one.
Government's a problem. Everyday life.
Looking at his screen next to
much
me.
more on foreign policy for the most
Does this
part.
count as cheating?
Does this count as cheating? Maybe. I don't know.
I think bad government's a
We
problem.
should use one of these to like destroy a tank or something.
Around the world.
Okay.
There are those.
No, they don't do enough damage.
The other is
If you put all your mines and I put all my C4s.
Maybe that would do enough damage.
They don't care about schooling. Where the government would come in.
Yeah, we could try that.
No action.
Next life.
I mean, they seem to be kind of separate issues to me. It can be for the not killing.
I can't. What is wrong with me? Not able to get on these
Not killing
stairs.
the fetuses.
Oh, that's an enemy truck.
Babies.
And also be for less government intervention in education. We're spending a ton of money on education. Our education
Feeling
is
pretty-
worse every year for the last 50. So
I'm
the
feeling like an
correlation
airhead
between
right
government
now.
spending and better levels of education is completely.
Yo, guy down. Can I hit a shot with this revolver? Yeah, there's guys right here.
Okay. One in the building.
What bad came out of that? What instincts were given to the population?
Remember when I said one in the building? Dude, he fell down the stairs. Okay. Alright.
I tried to get the quick scope.
The chief thing that came
Chris
out
Vector.
problematic. in my
I can't wait to get the
portrayal
Chris
of
Vector.
conservative.
Okay, so next life. Let's try. Let's.
Alright.
Alright.
We're gonna meet up near E, I guess.
Yeah, that's correct.
And it still had the same premise over there.
Yes and no. Okay, it had a very class-based premise. In Britain, it was all about upper class versus lower class, like most class-based comedy is in Britain.
Excited.
Holy
At
shit.
a lower level. This was not that, right? I mean, if you look at Archie Bunker is a lower middle class guy who's living in a small townhouse.
I'm about to get the
Blue collar
fucking
worker,
armor.
and this was Norman Lear's picture of
I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. You lost me.
what a conservative looked like. A conservative looked like a hard hat, lower class guy who's ignorant about the world around him and is big.
Yeah, except at the time, that is not how. First of all, that is not how fucking back then conservatives were seen and perceived. He's talking about like a Nixon era change. The notion that like hard hat wearing guys that are blue collar are actually like Republican Party voters and against portrayed against like those anti-war hippies is
There's so many people there, like
We're getting
phenomena,
fucked.
and at the time,
We're getting destroyed.
At the time,
it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes when you're getting fucked,
a lot
you
of the
just
hard
gotta
hat
fuck
wearing
back.
motherfuckers were voting for the Democratic Party. A lot of the hard
That's
hat wearing
true.
dudes were I mean, a lot
Dude,
of the
where are you?
blue-collar
I need your
types
minds.
were not necessarily always conservative.
I knew you
they were
loved me for my intelligence.
They were definitely
No, your minds.
The
I
way
need
the
your
conservatives
C4.
were
Yeah, in my
perceived-
mind.
The way the
Fuck it,
conservatives
I'm
were
killing
perceived
this
I'm like
guy.
coming. Oh my
back
god, there's a
then
guy.
Was the what's the guy that
Didn't work.
created Orvidal? William F. Buckley, like incredibly elitist,
Bentley the
incredibly openly elitist, wealthy,
Thank you,
defending the interests of the
Statler.
wealthy. Like they were all seen as like elite society guys.
Bigoted across the board.
I think that's really too big a generalization for Norman Lear to think that.
I hate this map. I'm so bad.
From a family in Boston that was not that well to do himself. So
Why are you talking about
maybe-
this? The show's not about that. I mean, I haven't seen the show. I'm just talking about. But
Okay,
the
he's following me?
time frame that that show existed on. I don't know anything about
I don't
Norman
even think
Lear.
they're
I don't know
using any
about Archie
vehicles, but we
Bunker.
can kill someone.
So I don't know what that is.
I accidentally shot the mine. I clicked too many times.
We were in Vietnam, and very few people spoke Vietnamese.
It was funny.
Okay. Well, not this life, I guess. Oh my god, it's a guy.
It's not just politics of Vietnam, but the point of the book is that there was a clear political position being taken by the folks who were talking about Vietnam.
You know what?
TV,
We're gonna get
what
you.
Hollywood
We're
has
gonna
always
get you.
liked is the idea that they are market-based actors, that they are completely and solely concerned with the dollar. This is the excuse that they always go to.
I got a vehicle hit.
I love that Ben has been advocating against the material realities from the jump.
Spawn on.
No, they were always fucking market-based actors, dude. What the fuck? What are you talking about?
There's people on here.
I mean,
just
there's no
saw a
better
car
example
over there.
of
Like,
this than
hold on.
what I
We have to-
dunked on him for, which is
Wait,
that
it's a vehicle?
your content
Oh my
is
God, it's a
mid,
tank.
it
Okay, it's a
fucking
tank.
sucks. There
We have
are
a reason to we have a reason to do this. They're out of the tank. They're gonna shoot
art
us.
and conservative creators of art, or even straight up Republican creators of art, but ultimately,
wow, you got
Hollywood
slaughtered.
itself has a lot of conservative aspects to it.
These guys are so.
But there's a reason
Yeah,
why
I'm gonna go
your
back to
movies
medic.
are not gangbusters
Back to medic.
and
Well, I'm
you
gonna
know,
go
blockbuster sales that are just.
I'm gonna try to play the
crushing
game
Hollywood.
like for real.
Hold
If
on,
it was
no, we
so
need to
simple,
do drones.
then you're inherently
You literally
conservative,
can't like you
movie
spawn in
would
and then you
do
just die
really well.
in this map. Okay, we finished that video. Tesla's solar roof, was it worth it?
Hi, my name is Marquez Brownlee, and I have not paid for electricity in a year. I have a bunch of electrical appliances, computers, game console, TVs, air conditioning, and I drive an electric car to and from work every single day and charge
Alright, this
it
is the
on.
spot. This is the spot. We do it
$0
here.
bills.
We do
I
it
know I
here.
had a lot of questions about how this
Okay,
stuff
we're
worked,
fine, fuck it.
how much it cost, how much it generated, a whole bunch of that stuff before I got started, and now I finally have all the answers. Let's get into it. So I have had solar panels on my roof at home for the past
Oh, that's a
12
shit
months
ton of
now,
guys.
and
That's a
I've waited
shit
this
ton of
long
guys.
specifically because now I've seen all 4 seasons and I've observed a wide variety of performance.
we lost it.
And I've run all the
Well,
numbers and I have a lot of thoughts about them. So I want to share them. So first of all, for those familiar, there are a lot of options for solar systems at home. Huh? They're called solar systems too. But there are a lot of different companies who make solar systems to power all of the electrical needs of a home, including an electric car. So I know I wanted to do this for a while, since the whole point for me was to be able to drive
almost like a
electric
trailer.
That was
vehicles
almost
in
a
the future
Battlefield
and actually
moment.
be able to know
Like,
that the energy is
oh,
coming
it's
from
so
a sustainable
close.
source, the sun. But
My
first, it's
aim
actually
was
important to
just
understand
off.
that a big part of this solar system is
Okay, are you
batteries
here?
as
Like,
well. So a
somehow.
normal house is
Be
connected to the
here.
electrical grid,
Be here.
and whenever something in the house, whether it's a
Alright.
light bulb or a computer
Put your
or an
fucking-
appliance, calls for
put your-
electricity, it
put
pulls
your-
from the
Go,
grid
go.
and spins up a meter on the side of the house that tallies how much you've pulled. Then at the end of the month, you get billed for how much electricity you've used. Great. Now, if you just add solar panels to this house, when the sun shines during the day on those tiles, it can use that
Blow up, blow up,
electricity
blow up,
to
blow up,
directly
blow up, blow
power
up, blow up,
things
blow up,
in
blow
the
up.
house. Now, of course, if it's cloudy or
I
if
blew
there's a bunch of
myself
stuff
up, but
on
I got a
all at once
triple.
and the demand is more than the power from the sun is providing, then it'll pull the rest
You
of
have to
what
blow
it
it up,
needs
like they were-
from the grid
Yeah,
and
I
spin
was-
the meter
I just
as
had my
well.
gun out
But
'cause I wanted
most
to, like, pay
importantly,
attention.
as soon as the sun
do that.
goes down, the electricity
do
generated
that.
Don't do
goes to
that,
zero.
okay.
And it just so happens
me.
that most people come
your
home
job.
from work
Don't
as
heal
the
me.
sun is
I'm
going
healing
down,
you. I'm
and
healing
that's when
you.
they turn on all the lights and do the
You're welcome.
laundry and charge the car, etc. So you're
You're
still going to be
welcome.
pulling from the grid
Dude, all
for
this
most
XP,
stuff. Now,
all
that's
this
actually fine
XP
for most people
just for me.
because if the goal, which a lot of people's goal is to have a $0 electricity bill, then this can actually be accomplished because the power company will hopefully be coming where you live, but ideally be running something called net meter. So what this means is when the sun shines on the roof and excess electricity is being generated because nobody's home, the house actually spins the electrical meter backwards
XP?
as it sends extra
XP?
electricity
Alright,
back
you're
to
running
the
some
grid.
crazy XP if
Then
you
when
know
the
that
sun
guy,
goes down
alright?
and you get home and use a bunch of electricity from the grid, the meter spins back forwards. And so
$0
ideally,
electricity
the
bill
total
sounds
usage
really good.
is zero,
I'm gonna play
net
the
zero.
game.
That's how you end up with the $0
what I'm trying to
electricity
do.
bill, which is super cool.
Although that
But
drone
what
strike
if
was
you want
pretty
to
epic.
sort of graduate to the next
Yeah.
level of sustainability? What if you want to be
solid drone
completely
strike.
independent of the grid, totally off the grid?
We had a
That's
tank
when
over here.
batteries come in. So add battery storage to this system, and now
Got a hit,
the loop
vehicle
is
hit, but it
complete.
ran
so
me
when the
over.
sun shines during the day and you're not home, it fills up the batteries, effectively storing sunshine energy.
C4.
And then when you get home and the sun goes down, you can keep using that extra solar energy that you stored with all the electrical needs that you have until the next morning when the sun comes out again and starts filling up those batteries again. So with a system like this, you can theoretically not just have a $0 power bill, but never actually pull from the grid at all. You're completely self-sustainable. You never have to worry about a power outage ever again. You won't even know if a power outage happens. That is the off-the-grid dream, theoretically anyway. At the beginning of this process, that was my goal. So there's a lot of different options for solar system setups with different solar tile manufacturers and different battery manufacturers and different companies that will install all these things. And there's 1,000 different combos that you could piece together with different companies with different offers in your area to make something that works. I kind of went with kind of a crazy but also a made sense solution, which is just one company for everything, which would be Tesla. So it is a Tesla solar roof, Tesla power walls for batteries, and then the Tesla app to monitor and control everything. And really the main reason I went this route was for simplicity and integration. I paid a price premium for this. This was not the cheapest option. You can spec a much cheaper combo of solar panels and batteries and things like that. But just to have everything on the same page and have everything talking to each other seamlessly, this made the most sense. So then once I decided to go with Tesla, then the other choice you might have heard about is either solar panels bolted to the roof, or these actual solar tiles, which are new roof tiles that are actually hundreds of tiny solar panels themselves, all interconnected to make a normal-looking roof that's actually a giant solar panel. And that is the one that I went for. And this is why I say this was a crazy option, because I did not actually need a new roof. Most people who go with the solar tiles option would either have an old roof that needs replacing soon, or they're like about to build a new house and this will be the new roof that they put on it. I wasn't in either of those situations, but also this was the way to get by far the largest total array with the most coverage, with as many pitches as my roof has, and also aesthetically, it looks really good too, I gotta say. There's curb appeal. Either way, I make my decision.
I can't believe that works.
I'm going with the solar roof. I'm going Tesla's full integrated setup.
It's an interesting mechanic
From there,
drag down shoulders. Yeah, I love doing
quite
that.
A process. There is a lot of paperwork and hoops to jump through. Also with Teslas, they've been kind of in and out of reliability. Like over the years, they've been on and off with actually making this product. They've paused installations for a while. It was briefly canceled and then it came back and there were supply chain issues. I remember reading about all this and I was kind of worried. But for whatever reason, when I ordered, which was in 2021, basically everything went perfectly smooth, as well as it could have gone. You get assigned a Tesla advisor just like for your project, for your solar project. They walk you through the whole process from the paperwork with the town from beginning to end. So there was an ordering process, inspection, a measuring process, quotes, filling out paperwork with the town. You actually, when you're first trying to get an estimate, you actually submit your address and they go look on Google Images and look at your roof with satellite imagery and give you an initial quote. Then, once you're locked in and you decide you want to go through with it, they'll actually come to your home with professionals and actually measure it and then give you a precise, real quote and then start to order all the materials. You eventually get to the point where you get an install date, you start scheduling things out, and then they come through with all the boxes of solar panels and they took up my whole driveway for a couple days. There are people who have actually walked through this entire process in great detail. I'll try to link a good one below on YouTube. But at the end of the day, for me, the process started when I signed the purchase agreement, which was in November 2021, and finished with the activation of the system in July 2022. So 8 months. But now that it's done, we get to nerd out about the numbers. Sorry in advance to anyone who doesn't like numbers. I feel like that's really the only way to explain how good it is and what's happening with them. So there's about to be a lot of them. Let's get into it. So first of all, the specs, right? So this is a 29.313 kilowatt solar array size. It's got a big roof. And then there are 3 Powerwall 3s, which totals 40.5 kilowatt hours. And then this is the Tesla app where all of the learnings and all of the numbers happen. When the system first got activated, I just remember like seeing it light up in the app for the first time, the numbers jump up and just kind of I could stare at the app for a while. Like I could really get lost in the numbers. Maybe it's just because I'm a numbers person, but there's a lot going on, and that's exciting to see it all in real time. Is a numbers person. So I think the app is really well done, and it lets you visualize how much energy the solar array is currently capturing, how much energy the home is using, and the state of charge and power output or input of the Powerwall batteries, and then of course anything happening with the electrical grid. So you can see at this exact moment in time, on a sunny morning in July, panels are bringing in 7 kilowatts of power, 5 of which are powering the house, the last 2 of which are going into the power walls, which are 38% full, and it's not touching the grid at all. There's already a lot of terms being thrown around here. Here's a good way of thinking about it. Kilowatts is a measure of power, so 1 kilowatt is 1,000 watts. A kilowatt hour, though, is a unit of energy collected. So a Tesla Model S battery, for example, is roughly 100 kilowatt hours. And so if that battery were to output 100 kilowatts for an hour, then it would be at 0. So for my setup, the Powerwall 3, each one is about 13.5 kilowatt hours each. So that totals 40.5 kilowatt hours since I have 3. And they support a maximum power output, in or out, of 15.5 kilowatts. And then the solar system being 29.3 kilowatts means that basically it seems like the theoretical maximum of the electricity that can be collected at any one time is 29.3 kilowatts. But as you're about to see a little bit later, that number may or may not be accurate. Either way, just hanging out in the Tesla app for a while, which you do a lot for the first few weeks, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about what takes a lot of energy, what takes a little bit of energy. Some of it, which did surprise me. I also learned that sort of the basic like existence level for this house is like 400 watts of power, just because things are plugged in. Even if every light is off, it just sort of sits around 400 watts. But, you know, charging a phone or turning on a light or something like that, it basically doesn't make a dent at all. It doesn't show up in the app. Turning on a TV might only take about 100 watts. Or 0.1 kilowatts. A computer can pull 300 to 500 watts if it's taking a lot of power. But surprisingly, the big spikes come from microwaves and
so overwhelming.
toaster, for sure. But the 2 absolute biggest draws
like,
of
there's
electricity
a tank there,
in this house,
there's a bunch of guys
by
over
far,
there, like,
and I think probably
I
for a
got
lot of
teammates
others,
dying,
are
like-
number 2, air conditioning, and number 1, by a country mile,
like a
is
battlefield.
charging the electric car. I think the best way to look at this is actually by seasons. So like I said, the system got activated in July, so in the middle of the summer. So a typical summer day in New Jersey is pretty awesome for a solar customer. The days are long, we get a lot of sun, it's great. This is what a summer day looks like in the app. And this is a pretty good day for solar, so you can see the sunrise is around 6 a.m., the peak is around noon, and then this drop off till sunset around 8 to 9 p.m. It's a lot of sun. And on this day, it generated a ridiculous 260 kilowatt hours of electricity. Not all days are going to look like perfect curves like this, by the way.
You think
In fact,
Splatoon's
the previous day was
sensory
pretty
overload?
cloudy, so you can see it only
is.
generated 65 kilowatt hours. The
Kinda
next
is,
previous
yeah.
was
Like, I
better
played
again.
the second
But yeah, a
game.
typical summer day, you know, get around
Yeah.
200 kilowatt hours from this.
I just
And then I
on you
think
and
this
just
view
to
is the most
instant
helpful.
it
It looks
on
kind of
me
wild
and
at first, but you can quickly tell how to read it. It's
Okay,
basically
maybe
how
you're
much
not
power
gonna
the
be fine.
house
I
is
see all the
taking
people
and then
now.
where it's getting that power from. So overnight, you can see these spikes from the house are where I'm pulling from the grid. This is actually just air conditioning overnight. Then when the sun comes out and the day heats up and the air conditioner turns on, the lights and the appliances, everything comes on, it starts drawing more power, but it's totally covered by solar, as you can see here. And it's also filling up the power walls with extra solar as this happens. So later in the day, when the sun goes down, that power draw is also supplemented by the Powerwall batteries. There were a lot of summer days like this. On the absolute best day in this time, I think I generated almost 300 kilowatt hours of electricity. But because of how much the house is using from the AC to charging the car every single day, frequently I'd use 200 plus kilowatt hours of electricity during the day. So my net grid usage would typically in these summer months be 0 to slightly negative, maybe up to negative 50 kilowatt hours on a good day, meaning I would generate and sell back to the grid 50 kilowatt hours more than I used. Solid. So after summer there is the fall, which, you know, the days are starting to get a little bit shorter.
It's over, finally.
But also,
This
notably,
map is
the
over.
temperatures drop off quite a bit. So getting less,
Look,
little
Bro's
bit
got
less
the
sun,
Reddit
but
shirt.
also using a lot less air conditioning. So here is a normal fall day in the middle of October.
Why would you ever buy
Production
that?
day by day is dropping down now here into the low hundreds. This is the day that I got just over 120 kilowatt hours of solar. Pretty cloud-free day again, as you can tell by the graph. And again, if you look at the home usage, there's even smaller spikes and a smaller curve of air conditioning during the day. So the house's needs are actually completely covered by...
I'm bored of this video. Huge YouTuber lawsuit.
There have been so many lawsuits with YouTubers over the years, I've completely lost count. There was the situation.
Multi-Islands. Hey, this is the one you wanted to play.
Thankfully, he won the case, which was like a landmark for fair use.
Because the plan video does not offer a substitute for the original. It does not.
No, it's
that properly belongs to the copyright holder. The fourth factor thus weighs in favor of a determination of fair use.
It's Italian. It's Italian.
But this lawsuit here is one where it is basically David versus Goliath in the worst way possible. This is the story of a YouTuber basically going toe-to-toe with a huge billion-dollar corporation.
This is the soup.
Question revolves
The
everyone's
primordial
favorite company,
soup.
which is Activision. That basically do
The
nothing,
collective
just wait
of
around
human
until Microsoft
consciousness.
acquires them, and then they release
The
a
whole
skin
experience
on
of
Call of
like
Duty Warzone
Homeland
every week or
leadership.
two. But the person they're suing, surprisingly enough, is YouTube content creator Anthony Fantano. Now, Anthony Fantano is a creator more on the music side of YouTube. He'll react to music, review it. One thing I do like about him is the fact that he will react to YouTubers that release music and just say it is the worst thing imaginable.
I'm not saying that this little dude is Martin Luther King, but I'm not saying that he's not. It's not a sure thing.
What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
And another thing I like about him as well is there are numerous compilations on YouTube of him hating a music artist and then gradually learning to love them. Like, for example, Blade, who I listen to like religiously because of course I do. I'm indoors like 20 hours a day. There's a video of him on YouTube just saying the music sucks, it's awful, and then eventually it snaps and he's like, oh my god, I actually get it.
I mean, not only is the auto-tune on this record lazily applied, completely uninspired, and actually grating to the ear, I really messed with this record. It really does hit with an otherworldly sound and a super low-key beauty.
Basically, I like Fantano because I only listened to like 3 music albums in my entire life, and he gives most of them a 9 or a 10. So I'm a little bit biased going into this, I'll be honest. Now, Activision's claim of suing him is really, really weird. They're saying
I think
that he was
it would be a better
misusing
world if
intellectual
everyone had the
property laws
political
by threatening to sue
baseline
TikTokers over
that
widely memed
Anthony
audio clips.
Fantano
Now, if you didn't know,
has.
Anthony Fantano has a TikTok account called Needle Talk because his show itself is called The Needle Drop. Now, apparently what Fantano is doing is making other creators pay extortionate amounts of money for people that use his stuff. Like, for example, audio clips of him that are, you know, being memed on. The clip in particular that seems to be referenced is this meme he does where he says, enough slices.
All right, that's good. Okay. All right, okay, all right. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's enough slices!
So Activision are basically accusing him of misusing intellectual property laws by threatening to selectively sue specific TikTokers that use that meme. So basically they're saying that instead of him going to everyone, he'd like pick and choose. They're almost kind of implying that he's basically sat there going, if that isn't funny, I'm going to claim the revenue off that. Keep in mind, by the way, he was suing people for using the audio, not the actual video itself, because as you know, the way TikTok works,
whack.
it can literally make careers overnight. It's insane. And if it doesn't make careers overnight,
what
it'll
he
definitely
did.
revive them. For example, Crystal Castles, they've been disbanded for years. They don't make music anymore.
Yeah,
because of the
let's
situation
fucking
between
go.
two people in the band, Alice Glass and Ethan Cat. You can read more into it. But they don't make music anymore. But regardless of that, their hits on Spotify
I fucking
have jumped
killed
up
this
to
guy
millions.
here.
Just
Yeah, the
because-
gyro aiming in
I'm
Splatoon's
sure you've
actually
heard
pretty
it,
good.
The song Kerosene
I
that's
like
slowed
it.
down, and it's got like all the Sigma TikToks like, oh, it's so deep, it's literally me. Now, you're probably wondering, why are Activision getting involved in this? Why are they being involved in the business of Anthony
That sounds like a
Fantano going
helicopter.
around and like, you know,
I'm scared.
doing lawsuits on people reusing his content? Well, apparently someone used an audio clip in reaction to the announcement of a new Crash Bandicoot game, and they said that Anthony made the clip available through the TikTok's audio library, meaning that he can't sue hundreds of thousands of creators but still chose to use it. They've said themselves in this very lengthy statement, this dispute is a textbook example of how intellectual property laws can be misused. I'm not reading all that. I'll put it on the screen. I'm not reading all that. The lawyers proceeded to say in the least bitter way possible, Fantano was very happy to receive the benefit of the public use of the Slices video.
Can't
It
really
was
get
only
up
after
there.
he identified identified a financial opportunity, namely receiving unjustified settlement payments.
I don't know if I should
that
be
he
anywhere
suddenly
near
decided
there.
That his consent was limited.
I have to
So
get you.
basically what I think the lawyers are trying to say is
Like,
you
what
either
if there's
claim
a
all the
guy?
videos or you claim none of them. You can't selectively
Oh, yeah,
pick and
this guy's
choose which ones you want to claim. Now keep in mind the original TikTok video that went viral, I think it was all the way back in
It wasn't
2021,
me.
so it isn't recent. It's basically over
tried.
the past 2 years that it's gone super viral. Apparently at one point he even also opted into the commercial sounds library, which basically means that that audio clip could be commercially used in brands. Now in Fantano's original
The stick
statement, he
controls
basically
people
went
are
on to
just
say,
scared
"The
to
use of the
use
clip not only used
new
his
different
name and
things.
likeness
They aren't
without
enlightened.
permission, but it also
Those
violated
stick
federal
control
trademark
Splatoon
laws
players.
by suggesting he had endorsed the company's game. Now I do want to make
They
a
don't
very
know.
grave statement, something that no one has actually talked about.
They don't know
Activision
about
is
the
not
superior
the best and
form
most
of
loyal
play.
company imaginable. They're actually pretty shady. I'm sure I don't need to go into detail about all the sexual assault allegations that were circulating for the past year or so. But regardless of that, Activision agreed to pull the clip, like to take it out in the back garden and just shoot it. But that wasn't enough for the Fantano, and he basically said, you need to pay me extensively in damages or be prepared to defend a lawsuit. Now I do want to say the balls of Fantano to take Activision to court, that is godly. You are taking a $1 billion company to court.
Your Honor, my client has instructed me to remind the court how rich and important he is, that he is not like other men.
I should be able to as many
A flashbang that freaked me out.
Honestly, the way the court system works, especially in America, I don't even think it's who's innocent or who's guilty. It really is. It does.
Do you want to do an aerial strike?
Now we don't know how much Fantano actually asked for. What Activision are allegedly saying is a six-figure
Why
sum,
do I have
and
a
also
hammer?
that other
Wait,
companies have tried to pay a similar amount to avoid litigation. So at the minute, what Activision are doing is
Alright, well, I'm not playing Recon.
declaratory ruling, which basically means
playing
that
like
Fantano
Assault
can't
or
sue anyone
something.
after this clip, which is like the fact that Activision are trying to be like man of the people over here. It's completely dystopian. They're also obviously trying to get him to repay, so he pays like the company's bills. Now at the minute, Fantano actually hasn't gave a response. He didn't return a comment in the article, and I probably don't think he will because this is like an ongoing legal situation. And the worst thing you can do during a legal situation is give any kind of insight or opinion. That's kind of why everyone's hush hush, because you can fumble it. If you say something contradictory, or basically you say anything, it will get twisted in court, especially when you're like a YouTuber or an e-celeb, because the court can basically say, they're using their audience to harass us. Stop him now. But yeah, overall, this is a very weird situation. I'm definitely not on Activision's side, and I've been a huge fan of Fantano for years. I don't regularly watch him anymore, but again, like, Jesus, this sounds so parasocial. He gave albums I like a good rating, and also I did like feature on a podcast with him once with No Fuckers. Like, Jesus, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. I've never had a bad experience with the guy. He seems like a very good, honest creator. Most people that I know that hate him just because like there's an album they liked and he gave it like a 3 or something. But yeah, it's a really weird situation. Honestly, if I get the video out today and Critical hasn't covered it, it's a small dub. I'll take it.
I'm kind of not on Fantano's side. Like, alright. Dude, there's a helicopter? What the f... That's terrifying.
To our left. Over there.
There are men in there?
Yeah, they're big men. Big, hairy men.
That's scary. I'm gonna heal you.
Keep healing me. Keep healing me. Don't stop.
I was taken out. They know the correct order of operations for dealing with a heal slut.
That's true. It's okay. This is just Overwatch 2 prep. Ignore that helicopter. What's it gonna do? Shoot us? Like, no.
I want XP.
You're gonna get like 8 XP per bullet, so you're gonna shoot all your mags and get like fucking 30 XP. There's a guy in the building. Holy shit, parkour. Oh my god, I got one though. One more in the building. Probably reviving his friend to the right. In there yet. Yes. Alright, Jimmy, that was the other two.
Sweet. Yeah, no, Splatoon is so fast-paced.
They're definitely coming.
They're coming. I can't switch the video.
Where are they?
They're inside on my body. Oh, so close. So close. We were gaming a little bit.
A little bit. We were the only ones there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Our team is getting fucked up. What the hell happened?
I'm looking for content.
Content to steal.
Yeah, I'm looking for content to steal. Mitch McConnell medical emergency.
So while all of that was happening,
he had a
yesterday, there was another big moment.
There needs to be term limits.
Which is Senator Mitch McConnell.
That's all that. That's all that video. That's all that video says.
Health situations in recent months and years. He was giving a press conference. He was speaking, and then the words start to get a little slurred, and then he just comes
His
to a
words
total
get
stop,
slurred.
totally freezes mid-sentence, and just stares blankly at the camera for 15 seconds, seemingly unable to formulate any further words. Let's take a look at what that was like.
Holy shit! It's a car.
You're my friend now. Speak to me. Oh, you. I'm dragging this guy.
You're dragging this guy.
You just won't give up.
No, they shot my drone down.
Oh no.
So what you see there at the end is, I think that's
We're in
Senator
a horrible
Carrazzo who comes
situation.
over and says, "Hey, Mitch,
We have teammates.
have anything else you want to say to the press?"
Like, are they?
Yeah, where are our teammates?
Escort Mitch McConnell off the screen.
I guess we just always choose to go where they don't.
I've done that exactly.
Helicopter.
I have
No, you
Oh,
haven't.
dude,
Yes,
wanna
first of
work
all,
with
I've done my
them.
show like more times than I can count, and there was definitely. I remember one time in particular, but there's probably more.
I'm on the gun.
That I was mid-sentence in the
How
middle
do
of
you?
the show,
Oh,
and one of
okay.
my
I'm on the other
lights went
gun.
out,
We're gunning.
it, like,
We're gunning.
And then I did exactly that. I was like, and that's what.
Did someone have to escort you off, though?
And literally, no, nobody had to escort me off, but I cut to break. I froze for like 15 seconds, and I cut to break. And then you can ask Lilith this. She probably remembers it. And everybody was laughing in the chat, and I was like, yeah, this is funny. My thing doesn't work. God damn it. So like, part of me feels really, really bad over this.
Shit!
No. Jesus Christ! All of our
Good.
leaders are like
It was a good run.
years old. I mean,
What did I put on my
Ryan
drone? A
Einstein
landmine.
Is going gonzo. Her brain is not on this planet. It's on Neptune right now. She doesn't know what she is. They're propping her up like a corpse, like it's Weekend at Bernie's. Mitch McConnell, this going on.
Yeah, well, and we've learned more. We've learned more too since this happened.
What is this
First, let me
guy
show you.
doing?
So he did come back a couple minutes later, which to me is also crazy. Because I'm like, this man should be in the hospital. Like, if this was your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, whatever, and they just froze, I mean, this could be a stroke. It could be a seizure. It could be something.
I didn't think it was that.
Do you know if it was
You didn't
confirmed
think-
if it was a
I-
stroke?
was immediately what came to my mind.
No.
If this was one of my parents,
that just
I
what you
would
think it is?
have them in the emergency
I
room.
think I
ASAP.
saw
So
something,
he
but
comes
I'm
back
not really
a couple
that
minutes
sure.
later, and it's like, yeah, I'm fine. No problem
Actually,
here.
I think it's a. I think I saw the Onion article, so I don't think it is.
I can't wait for the "Is Mitch McConnell dead yet?" account to like
Yeah, dude,
change,
I have-
and then it's just gonna say yes, 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 like every day.
Yeah, dude, I've had notifications on
So
for
he had
like a
suffered a
long time.
concussion previously, is what Manu Raji, the CNN reporter, is referring
Multiple
to there.
multiple ones.
Suffered a concussion recently, and then on July 14th, so we're talking about in the last couple of weeks, he apparently had another fall
He fell twice coming off a plane.
at the airport.
Mitch McConnell's having
and,
falls.
You know, this man is 81 years old, and those sort of
81 years old.
concussions,
That's like
they
the
can
end
have
of the human
long-term
lifespan.
implications even in a young person. So that's the state of affairs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sad, right? It's just a sad situation. I don't have many jokes to make on this one. I just feel like it's not only the right thing for the country to sort of have some younger people in there, right?
Yeah.
It's also better for these. I mean, he should be laying on a beach sipping a mojito right now. He should be chilling.
And here's where I, go beyond just like sympathy for him, which is that you're in a very powerful position.
There's a chopper fight.
Just like Joseph
I'm gonna fly my drone into this chopper.
Do it.
No, it's going away.
It's way too fast.
It's way too. Hold on, wait. It's circling around. Maybe I can catch it.
Falls, and he's being pushed around the Capitol in a wheelchair oftentimes.
You can like blow it up if you have to like get it in the helicopter.
He refused to say whether he saw a doctor after this incident. He won't say what actually the hell happened and explained that.
Wait.
Hey, there's a guy below you. You shoot at your drone. He's dead now.
And I think at the very
I'm
people
so
can make up
close.
their
I'm
take that
so
information, make up their
close.
minds over whether they
Yo.
they deserve the information.
So
Meanwhile,
close.
I don't think you probably saw the report about Biden's people and how they're really, going all out to make sure to hide from the public his signs of agings and all the links.
I think it's trying to get me.
To try to make sure that the public doesn't see what's going on there, and of course refusing to debate so that
Okay,
people
we're gonna go for these guys on the beach.
whether this person is up to the job.
Oh
Same
wait,
thing
a
with Dianne
car.
Feinstein. Last time around, when she had a competitor, she wouldn't debate, and so people didn't have a chance to see for themselves. This person is declining and is really not here. And if we're voting for her, what we're really voting for is the staff that runs her office to be telling her what to do and taking the votes in her stead. So that's where I think it goes beyond just like this man should be, getting a checkup and we should be concerned about.
So
Okay, I don't know where they went. Wait, they're over there.
When you get over a certain age, you're kicked out.
No, I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't be in favor of that. I would be in favor, number one, of him voluntarily stepping down, Dianne Feinstein voluntarily stepping down. I would highly encourage that to happen, sort of like how Barack Obama encouraged Ruth Bader Ginsburg to step down, and she didn't because she's incredibly selfish and narcissistic.
That's a good point.
But the other thing is, what I would be in favor of, in terms of like, here's an avenue where maybe we could address this, is some sort of a procedure.
Oh,
for
my
no
Wi-Fi.
confidence vote, where they're
My
effectively,
Wi-Fi.
if it's democratically
No.
decided, told, okay, it's time for you to go.
Yeah.
Because I do think, even with like a powerhouse like Dianne Feinstein, who's been in office forever, at a certain point, if the voters know all the facts,
I'm gonna
they're
get
gonna go,
closer to my drone.
can't be doing this.
Yeah.
Can't be doing this.
I mean, she shouldn't be serving out the rest of this term. She shouldn't have run for office this time. And so far, she's absolutely dedicated to it, and Nancy Pelosi is backing her up for her own reasons, which is, in my opinion, disgusting because she thinks
Adam Schiff will win.
Adam
Yeah.
Schiff will
My
win, but if
Wi-Fi. Is it a
Dianne Feinstein
battery and not a
retired,
Wi-Fi? Wait,
Newsom
no,
will
it's
be
getting
woman.
better.
Probably
Maybe the
normally.
drone is just too
possibly
far
Barbara
from
Lee,
you.
and then
Yeah,
that gives
probably.
her a leg up in the contest, and Nancy Pelosi won't have her little hand chosen pick in there.
Yeah,
and so,
let's fucking go.
disgustingly, because we're certainly not looking out for the interests of this person, Dianne Feinstein.
We killed
care about.
someone.
Good for her.
It was worth
Good
it.
job at this point.
Oh,
But
It's so funny to do it.
we're pushing her across the finish line, trying to get her to.
I wonder what it feels like to get killed like that.
Indeed.
Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe.
I'll
It
never
helps out
know.
big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch
I've
that
seen
video.
her
I hear a
before.
drone. I hear a drone.
Oh, no, wait. Are you sure, or is that a helicopter?
No, it's a drone. It would be cool if we could destroy a helicopter with a drone.
Maybe you can. Who knows? There's someone here.
Where?
On D, like, I don't know. Probably in the building somewhere. Wait. No, they're over there. They're up.
Okay, that almost worked how I thought it would. Yeah. Okay, that was smooth movement, but didn't see a guy.
Seriously, where the fuck?
Where are the enemies,
Okay,
dude?
There's no one here anymore.
There's just nowhere, no one here. We got the point.
Because it's flashing. I'm so fucking confused.
D?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm on it, so that means there has to be like more than one, right?
There has to be at least one.
This is D, right? The building area?
Yeah.
How are they taking it? Where are they?
I don't know. I don't know where they are. Are they up this tower? In this building? Is it this tank? Yeah, this shit makes no sense. I don't know about this map.
What's with all the big ass maps?
Yeah, what's with all the... Wait, there's a guy! Oh, he's dead. Oh my god, there's another guy. Holy shit. It's like you find a guy and it's like, oh my god. Oh my god, a guy?
Where?
I killed him. He's dead.
He died?
Yeah,
oh my god, a guy. He died.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Oh
my god, a guy.
Oh, they killed me.
He's dead.
Fourth dimensional AIDS prime.
Oh my god.
Insane. I really want to eat my leftover burger.
Your leftover burger? What time is it?
This like 1:11.
Bro.
1:11. Wait, how is it 1:11?
Is he at work tomorrow?
I don't think so. I'll double check.
Your work at the factory.
My work at the factory.
Main factory.
Check my phone, look at my work schedule. Nope. I work Sunday. I work Sunday and Thursday. Weird ass hours. I think I'm gonna go with a canted. I love me a canted. Barrel? New barrel? We'll try it. Why not? Love me a good canted site. Can't believe it's 1 AM and I'm just streaming. It feels good. It feels good, but I'm hot and tired.
You're on the grind. I'm gonna go get an ice pack.
Maybe, yeah.
Just throw ice in your clothes. Oh my god.
That should have been better. This should have just worked. Ooh, they're gonna bring me back. You're back, you're back. We're so back. Oh, the building collapsed on us.
Thick Dick Rick. Get us.
I got you.
Thanks, bro.
We're so back.
Is it thick?
I'm right over here, bro. I'm dying. How did your name is out of pocket, my guy?
Alright. I got a drone.
Jeremy, he's laughing at your ass. Alright. And now I cheat. I screen peek.
Alright, where are they at? Probably on. Oh, they're probably down here. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got him. We got him. Okay, that looks clear. I think I'm gonna end stream after this match. I'm a little tired.
That's when we'll get on the post-stream grind set, or we'll really focus in.
Yeah, that's when I play for real. That's when it gets serious. Oh, that's a grenade. It's not a smoke. Ooh. Shit. Alright, that's the end of the stream. That's a wrap. Thank you all for watching. Oh, my model is my model broken? No, it's fine. Thank you for watching. Yeah, stream's over.